Good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a jam-packed Billy C. Rogers Stadium on the campus of Upperman High School in Baxter, Tennessee, where we are set for a collision in the high school football game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. It's a Region 4 4A showdown between two of the top 4A teams in the state. It's the Macon County Tigers taking on the Upperman Bees. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Thrilled to be joined in the press box by Jeremy Tollison, Hallie Ledbetter on the sideline, the lovely Madison McKay producing things for us, and welcome back to the booth, Justin Matheny back on the headset once again. That tells you how big of a game it is tonight. This is the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate and Watson Chevy pregame show. And guys, this place has been packed for a while. The Macon mob is here on the other side. The Upperman fans are here in droves. It's a big fight feel, and it's not hyperbole to say whoever wins this game tonight leaves as one of the favorites to win the state championship in Class 4A.
Yeah, probably a little bit of understatement here about the crowd. I think we've approached standing room only. They're packed in along the side here. It has that big fight feel. It's week 3, and it has huge playoff implications for this region. And like you said, Upperman's the #1 team in the state. Been a long time since Macon's beat them. I've seen stuff floating around on social media today about Coach Kane being the Tiger King. So you know that's probably made its way up to Lafayette and or Lafayette, however they say it up there. I don't know.
It's Lafayette.
I have no idea. Lafayette. There we go, Lafayette. But anyway, I'm sure that's made it up there. So there's tensions will be high in this one all night for sure.
The storylines abound in this one. We've got plenty of time, about 12 minutes to go to kickoff tonight. These are two bitter rivals, but in the words of Coach Kyle Shoulders, he said it's not a rival until you beat them, and that is something Macon County has not been able to do. These are two powerhouses, though, rolling into this ball game tonight. Upperman 2-0, two dominant victories at Fayetteville, 48-6. Looks better because Fayetteville beat a Moore County team last week that won 12 games a year ago. They followed it up by going to 6A Lebanon and taking them to the woodshed for 48 minutes. 41-14 victory for the Bees. 89 points on 90 offensive plays for Upperman this year. They're under head coach Adam Kane in his 7th season. He was the head coach at Sequatchie County for a couple of years. He's been at Upperman since 2018. At Upperman, 67-13, and they have a region game at home, which is something they have never lost with Adam Kane as their head coach. They've only lost one region game in those 7 years, and Coach Kane is 5-0 all-time against the Tigers. On the other hand, Macon County, they've been very good through 2 weeks. They beat Westmoreland 31-7 on that Saturday game to open up the season. Then they followed up with a thrashing of a very down Trousdale County team last week, 42-0. It was 42-0 with 9 minutes to go in the first half, and Coach Shoulders completely caught off the Dogs. Also, in his 7th season at the helm is Coach Kyle Shoulders. He was the head coach of Red Bowling Springs from 2009 to 2016. In his career, 70-82, but at Macon County, 46-24. For Macon County, they've got revenge on their mind. Last year, one of the best teams in program history. They lost 2 games all of last season, both against this Upperman team, both by 1 possession. Coach Kyle Shoulders has never defeated head coach Adam Kane. When we look at these two programs, guys, both hunting their first state championship, both with aspirations, realistic aspirations to do it this year, but the implications later on this season and in the postseason link directly back to this game here tonight.
It did last year. I remember that game in week 3. Go back, and Upperman felt like they played one of their worst games of the season up there on the road. And then when it came back down here in the quarters, both teams just got in here and drew the line in the sand and got into an absolutely slugfest. And it was we talked about it earlier in the week, Noah. That's the most fun I've ever had calling a football game doing this. I know Jeremy was here. I don't want to speak for him, but he probably had a lot of fun that night too.
No, it was. And as an official, I've been to a lot of big environments and big games, but literally last year was – and if Macon County somehow wins that game, I also think they go to Greenville and win.
Yeah.
So they go to the state championship. So here we are, 2 of the top 3 teams in the state playing twice, 1 possession, and tonight it's going to be a dogfight. It's just contrasting styles, a dogfight, a rivalry, a region game. It's all you want.
Superstars abound in this football game tonight, and you got to start the discussion with Upperman starting quarterback Bronston Chaffin, the junior, 6'4", 225 pounds, and quite frankly, he weighs more than that at this point in the season, and he has been sensational so far this year. 19 of 23 passing, 83% for 282 yards, 5 passing touchdowns. He's got 24 rushes for 184 yards and 2 more touchdowns. Last year against Macon County in the playoff game, 6 of 8 for 112 yards and a touchdown. Only 15 carries for 32 yards. Had much more effective running in the regular season meeting where he ran for 122, but not to be outdone on the other side. Of course, it is the Borders twins, Gabe and Zach, back-to-back Mr. Football finalists. Gabe, Borders number 7. He has not touched the football very much this season so far, hasn't had to. Just 11 carries for 89 yards and 2 scores, 1 catch for 7 yards, and that's because Zach has done a ton of damage, guys. 13 carries, 219 yards, 16.8 yards per carry, with 3 touchdowns and a couple of catches to go along with it. For Coach Kyle Shoulders, they lean into that wing tee. They can spread it out as well, but they want to get the ball to Gabe and Zach Borders in space tonight.
You know, that's something that I've talked with different people throughout the week, and I don't know if you get to it at this point in this game, but if Macon finds himself down, do we see them do what they did against Livingston last year and just put Gabe Borders at quarterback, put Zach at running back, get out of the wing tee, spread it out, and kind of look like Sparta, and just let how Sparta lets Tripp run around and make a lot of plays, let Gabe do the same thing. You mentioned their numbers and how much they've leaned on Zach earlier in this season. I think Gabe's really the big play guy. When they're hunting one, they need it. It kind of seems like they are conserving the energy in the tank a little bit, and they just go to him in spots where they need him. But he is the electric threat. And then you didn't mention it, but last week the run that Bronson had that got called back.
96 yards. He
really surprised me. I knew he was big. I knew he was athletic, knew he was fast. I didn't realize he could run like that. So if I'm Coach Kane, I might try to find some ways to get him out in the open field a little bit more.
And he picked up a Division I offer to Eastern Kentucky after that game last week.
What's funny, I was exactly going to say that. I promise you there's some college coaches that saw that exact play and opened
the
their eyes
Power 5
a little
offer
bit.
is going to come soon. Clark Lee's been very interested at Vanderbilt in Bronzton Chaffin, which a week ago sounded a lot worse than it does now. And Vanderbilt looking at you doesn't look so bad after what they did a week ago. Got a message from somebody who's very closely affiliated with Upperman and said he's never seen this many cars in the parking lot before the game. And to his point, he will say, our streams hurt your crowd. Exhibit A through Z right here in front of you. This place is jam-packed, and there is such an anticipation in the air here. But it's not just those players, those superstar players. There are other stars in this game for Upperman. They're looking for Ethan Polk to get it running. The senior running back, 5'10", 205 pounds. He's got 30 carries on the season. He's averaging 92 yards per game, 3 touchdowns, 18 carries a year ago in the playoff game for 94 yards. Upperman knows they have to have a big game out of Ethan Polk tonight, and conversely, Macon County needs a good game out of their quarterback. Luke Gammon completing just 58% of his passes entering tonight's game. Coach Shoulders told me they need his best tonight to be able to take down the #1 ranked team in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, and that's probably you could say that every week that somebody plays Upperman, that their quarterback needs to play lights out for them to have a chance to win because of just how sound Upperman is on defense. They do a really good job of keeping the ball in front of you, not giving up the big play. But go back to the playoff game. Macon hunted up some big plays, found them, and we keep going back to that game. But the fumble at the goal line right before halftime completely changed the complexion of that game. So there are some plays, big plays in the pass game, or just trick stuff they can do. And I think something Coach Shoulder does as good as anybody in the Upper Cumberland for sure. He finds a way to find a trick play or something up his sleeve in a special teams return game, whether it's a punt return, kick return. So if I'm Upperman, I've got my antennas up on every kind of kick game I've got tonight, waiting for them to pull something out of the hat.
The latest Tennessee Sports Writers Association poll in Class 4A, the #1 ranked team in the state, the Upperman Bees. The #5 ranked team, the Macon County Tigers. They're set to do battle. Hallie Ledbetter caught up with Adam Kane and Kyle Shoulders just moments ago. We'll hear from the coaches, hear a word from our sponsors, and have kickoff in one of the biggest regular season games in the history of the Upper Cumberland. Don't go anywhere. This has been the Crouch Team with Highlands Lake Real Estate and Watson Chevy pregame show for the high school football game of the week on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Coach, what do you need to see out of your defense tonight against a great offensive team like Macon County?
Yeah, it's no big secret. They've got, some elite players over there, and we need to play, not just leverage the ball. We need to try to dictate where the ball goes, meaning we need to if we want it to bounce, we got to make it bounce. Kind of disrupt the path of the run play that they're trying to get. And that takes a complete defensive effort. And they play really hard. You know, they do a good job on the front, so everybody's just got to be locked in and focused tonight.
Bronson's been very versatile on offense this season. How has that versatility changed your offensive plan of attack?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously opens it up. You know, I think in the first half of the last two games, we've been balanced for us. In the first week, in the second half, we're just trying to run the clock. So I think it does make it a little more balanced. You know, it's Bronson, but then we also got some weapons on the outside that deserve the ball. So it hopefully creates problems for the defense. It does create a few problems for me having to spread the ball around like that, but it's a good problem for us to have.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you. What does the week of practice look like in preparation for tonight's matchup?
Good. You know, we've got a mature football team that's got some experience under their belt, and I think that showed throughout the week of practice. You know, they're calm and approach this week just like they would any other region game. I felt like they were focused. They've been focused all year, and you know, they've been good. They've handled all the adversity, the distractions well. I've tried to close their ears to a lot of things that have been said on the outside and throughout the media, and just get them to focus on tonight's game, be the best version of them. And at the end of the night, you know, we'll put our best effort on the field. And, you know, there's a lot at stake tonight for sure, and I think everyone's aware of that. But at the end of the day, you know, one game don't make or break us. So,
what do you need to see out of your offense tonight against a big Upperman front? Yeah,
I think it's important for us to just do what we do. You know, try to stay within our means and don't get outside of that, and execute when we get an opportunity to do so. And I think there'll be times that we'll have an opportunity to make some big plays, and our guys are just going to have to do that.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you.
Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer with a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back as we're moments away from kickoff. The Macon County Tigers win the toss, and just like in the quarterfinal game, they elect to receive. In that game, they fumbled it in Upperman territory, which set the stage for a ball game that Upperman won 17-14. Let's get into the starting lineup presented by Tee-Up, our latest all-inclusive sponsors here at UCR. We appreciate Tee-Up, your golf simulator located right down the street in Baxter. Tremendous place to go and work on your game. Starting on offense for the Macon County Tigers, it starts with their senior quarterback, Luke Gammon. At the running back positions, Braylon Flowers and Brennan Flowers. The wide receivers, Gabe Borders, Zach Borders, and Killian Jetton. The tight end is Kellen Hire. The offensive line tonight for Macon County, Dawson Whitmore, Brody Fry, Gavin Johnson, Ethan West, and Wyatt Waldron. Gavin Johnson returning for his first game, starting at center, the junior, a big boost for Macon County in the interior of their offensive line. Starting on the other side on defense for the Upperman Bees, a defense that has allowed just 10 points per game through 2 games this season. Starting up front, Andrew Bohan, Caden Durham, and Zach Maynard. The linebackers, Colton Johnson, Walter Kane, and Ethan Polk. In the secondary, Carmine Phillips, Branson Turnbow, Theo Brown, Gunnar Block, and Cody low. Macon County offensively averaging 36.5 points per game, but guys, they have not faced a team anywhere near the caliber of this Upperman team. A new test for the Tigers offense as they look to stake their claim as being the top team in the state. To do it, they'll have to beat the team that's ranked number 1 as we enter week number 3. It couldn't be more full in here if you tried. Upperman in all black, Macon in all white. From Lafayette to Baxter and beyond, they're ready to see a collision in Class 4A. Wherever you are around the area, we welcome you in. Let's get it on in a region showdown. Opening kickoff is away and is going to be an offsides on Upperman as one of the Bs was ahead. Sorry about that, Jeremy. I just took your job a little bit there, but that was pretty clear.
Well, I mean, even you could get an offsides right.
Wow.
So Noah, I'm good with that. You take the easy ones. I've got the complicated ones.
Okay.
Are we good with that?
Fair enough.
Justin, you good with that?
Yeah, absolutely. But they blew it dead. Did they usually blow it dead? Or
On
offsides,
offsides, yes, sir. On a kickoff, they do, and you just back them up 5, make them kick it again.
And that is a testament to those returners back deep for Macon County. They've got all sorts of speed consistently under Coach Shoulders. The best special teams squad in the Upper Cumberland. These Macon County Tigers, they return kicks all the time. Upperman prepared for a little trickeration potentially. So we will reset, do it again from the 35. Austin Roberts, the sophomore kicker, squibbed the first one. We'll see what he does here on attempt number 2. Cowbells are ringing. You can feel the anticipation, and here we go, attempt number 2 for Roberts. This time he's going to boom it up into the air. Well struck. Zach Borders back to receive, and the very dangerous Borders gets cut down and taken down out of bounds. It will be good field position after the penalty. 1st and 10, Macon on the 35 or so. We'll see where they end up spotting it. It is right on the 34-yard line. So we will see Luke Gammon threw 2 picks in the first half against Westmoreland. Coach Shoulder said, hey, the pick 6 was on me. He said it wasn't the time for that throwback screen. He owned it, took the blame for his quarterback in his 2nd year at the helm. But in that quarterfinal game a year ago, he was very good. A game in which their run game was not there consistently. He completed big pass after big pass and gave Macon a shot. And they're going to start in the spread. That'll be something to watch as Braylon Flowers is over to our side. 2 motion men across. The milk jugs blaring. Snap taking. Going to pitch to Borders. This is Gabe Borders. He's hit and cut down. Elijah Fitz there defensively. A gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd down for the Tigers.
Yeah, that'll go down as a pass in the book. That's just a play to give everybody in rhythm. 4-yard gain, and something that is tough to prepare for Macon for. They run the wing tee so well, but they're also going to jump in some of this more modern stuff and spread you out and do some of those things. So you've honestly got to have 2 game plans going in this game.
2nd down, let's say 6 upcoming here as they gain 4 for Gabe Borders. And now you see they move those Borders twins all around. Zach Borders is going to be on the right hip of Luke Gammon. Snap taken, going to hand off to Borders. He's got a big head of steam, and he's cut down, but not before getting enough for Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate. 1st down. Gunnar Block comes up to make the tackle defensively, and that's exactly what Macon wants. They break off a run of 8.
And Macon, they're going to look to run the ball, establish the run first. And here's my difference in the game this year from last year. Upperman replaces a very talented, very experienced front 7. Can they lean on these guys and get the run game going better than they have in the past?
1st and 10 upcoming here for Macon County. They're on their own 47-yard line. And I mean, this place is rowdy tonight. As loud as I've ever seen it in a regular season. Snap taken. They're going to hand off. Now breaking the tackle is Borders. With big stiff arm there for Zach Borders. Now he's in a foot race to the 40. Borders going to be caught by Elijah Fitz, but not before a gain of 22 yards. Macon County moves the chains into the 30, nearing the red zone.
And here's what we've got here. We've got them lining up with a fullback and a tight end, and they just hit a counter play. They've ran zone, counter, jet sweep. They're a step ahead of Upperman right now in this fight.
Live now on 106.1 The Eagle. Also on the Hub Plus Roku app on, if you have Spectrum or Twin Lakes, channel 192. If you're on Spectrum and it's a little blurry, pull up one of the other places. That's not on us, in the words of Jason back from Cookville Communications. They just don't want it to be in HD. Motion man out to the right side here. Zach Borders, he's rolling on this first drive. 1st and 10 Tigers looking to make a statement. Snap taking, going to hand off to him. This time runs into the teeth of that Upperman defense and will get taken down. Gain of a couple on the play. Firing out big number 58. That's Andrew Bohan, the junior. Shortest gain so far for Macon County. It's just 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Not to pat myself on the back here, but they had Gabe in at quarterback right there. They moved Gabe into a wing or tight end spot. I think that's something they're going to get to just to try to get him the ball. It was just a handoff, but look for some read stuff to come with that to get him the ball on the edges of this defense.
2nd down and 7 upcoming here for Macon County as time ticks down. 9:24 to go in the first quarter. 2 backs in the backfield with Luke Gammon, who's now back at quarterback. He takes the snap. Going to keep it himself on the option around the edge. Kicks out for Gabe Borders. Borders in a foot race around the edge to the 15. He darts out of bounds. It's another 1st down. Macon County is opening up the playbook here. Elijah Fitz forces him out, but not before another 1st down into the Twin Lakes Catfish Farm red zone, and the Tigers are trying to punch first. Upperman has not trailed this season.
And like I said a minute ago, they're running something different every play. They've not run the same play twice. You got dive quarterback pitch there. It's not really a triple option. It's just zone read. Gammon's coming around the end. I thought he should have tucked it up and kept it and got vertical, but he got the ball to Gabe. Gabe was able to get around everybody, get outside, get the 1st down.
Big opportunity here for Macon to strike first on the road. 2 receivers out to the left side for Luke Gammon. Zach Borders in the backfield. Snap taking and a handoff to him. Zach Borders around left side, and this time he's stuck and taken down. Finishes for a couple of extra yards, but he will be dropped, and it's a gain of 3. Again, 2nd and 7 as they near the 10-yard line. Mark him at the 11. Carmine Phillips, his first tackle of the day on the defensive side of the ball.
And it's hard right there. They're running one back power. Zach maybe got a little ahead of the puller right there and bounced that thing outside. Still picked up 3. It's right on, almost on schedule here for Macon's first drive.
Macon still rolling Zach Borders more than Gabe, but Gabe's touched it a couple of times on the drive. The Twins both very dangerous. 1 receiver out each way here for Macon County. 2nd down and 7 in the red zone from the 11. Takes the snap, hands off. This time Upperman's defensive line completely takes it out of Zach Borders' hands. Gain of maybe half a yard. Andrew Bohan there again. Walter Kane, the junior linebacker, also in there defensively. Now this is an important segment of the game, Justin. In the red area, Macon needs 7, not 3, and it's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, to me, you're in 4-down territory here. Pick up 3 or 4. Obviously, you want to score, pick up the 1st down, but if you get 3 or 4, you don't want to leave this game on the foot of a kicker.
Eli Gammon, a very good kicker, but they're this close. They were moving it with ease as they work left to right as you envision it, listening on 106.1 The Eagle. 2 backs in the backfield. Both Borders are there with Gammon. Takes the snap again, going to pull it around the right side. Gammon breaks a tackle, and there he lowers the shoulder, and he will be down on the 1-yard line. They go back to the play that got him into the red zone, and this time Luke Gammon keeps it for another 1st down.
And earlier I said I thought he should have kept it. He kept it this time around the end, got north and south, got up, and they're just right outside the end zone. 2 plays ago was the first time we saw Upperman get them stopped for 0 or just 1 yard. Macon's gone up and down the field pretty good here this first drive.
Getting to the edges. The interior, they got a couple of runs early. It's tightened up a bit, but here is go time for Macon County. They love this spot. It's 1st and goal from the 1. Sniffing some early momentum here on the road as this drive's already taken over 5 minutes. Snap taking, quarterback keeper for Luke Gammon. End zone. Give him 6. Touchdown Tigers. A statement opening drive from Macon County. They drive right down the field and finish it for 6.
Jeremy, that's a pretty impressive drive if you ask me.
It is, and if you set the stage. You win the toss, you take the ball. This is 100% what you want to do. Could not have started any better for Macon County.
And they drain the clock as well. Eli Gammon mentioned great kicker on to attempt. He's 10 for 10 already this season on extra points. That drive took 5 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. Gabe Borders to hold, snap, set, kick. Good. Couldn't get any better if you're Kyle Shoulders, and Macon County has the momentum early and some uneasiness on this side of Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Midway through the first quarter at 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The high school football game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Live Oak Insurance and Financial is home to your trusted local insurance professionals. Their experts are here to provide guidance and options to fit your home, life, health, and business insurance needs. And with the Medicare enrollment period coming soon, they're here to answer your questions. Call 931-367-5483 to set up an appointment today. Live Oak Insurance and Financial is proud to sponsor student athletes in the Upper Cumberland and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. 7-0 Macon County. Upperman trails for the first time in this ball game. Macon County trying to defeat the Bees for the first time since 2004. And now we're going to get a look at Bronzden Chaffin and the Upperman offense. We'll tell you about their starters coming up after the kickoff for Eli Gammon, which antenna's always up if you're Upperman with Gammon and company kicking it away. He's got a lot of tricks in the bag. Gammon to kick it from the 40 in a 7-0 ball game. Jogs up, and he is going to boom it deep. A line drive kick fielded by Carmine Phillips at the 15. Trying to line up the blockers. Phillips at the 20. Now he's at the 25 and the 30. He's caught up by his ankles, and Macon will bring the cavalry. Good field position to the 32.
A score update. Big game. I wish we were at both games, to be honest with you. Sparta Cookeville at Cookeville. White County up 7-0, 4-yard touchdown pass by Trip Pinion.
There we go. So we'll keep you updated on that. Game's live on UCR2. Over on UCR3, it's Livingston and DeKalb County. It's time for the tee-up starting lineups for the Upperman Bees. It starts with their junior quarterback, Bronzden Chaffin. The running back, Ethan Polk. Fullback, Walter Kane. The wide receivers, Branson Turnbow, Carmine Phillips, Theo Brown. Tight end, Colton Johnson. Left to right on the offensive line, Zach Maynard, Andrew Bohan, Israel Alvarez, Caden Durham, and Parker Cox. We'll tell you the starters on Macon's defense here after this play. 1st and 10 Upperman on their own 32-yard line. Chaffin's in the gun as the Macon band blares out. Snap taken, handoff to Puck. He's hitting the backfield, and the ball's out. It's on the ground, and Macon County has it. Tigers football as the ball pops out of Ethan Puck's hands. Hunter Griggs, the senior defensive lineman, in there to force it. And Macon County with all the momentum and the football on the Upperman 30-yard line.
Tell you what, this is going to be the first time in a long time we've seen Upperman in this kind of position against a region team. It looked like they were running some kind of split zone read there. Little confusion between who was, if Bronson was keeping it or handing it. Ball got on the ground, and Macon's got a chance to go up 2 scores in this game early in the first quarter.
Upperman has never lost a region game at home under Adam Kane. The red light, though, of danger is on for the home team, whose now fans are trying to spur on their squad. 2 receivers to the left of Luke Gammon as they're looking for an early haymaker on the road. Has the snap, play fake. He's dropping back, looking deep downfield over the middle of the field. Dangerous pass, and it's broken up by Gunnar Block. Elijah Fitz there as well on the defensive side for the Bees. After a turnover, football 101, you go for the shot play, Justin.
They did. They threw it up, and this is the first time I've seen Gunnar play in person. If he was 6 inches taller, that's probably a pick. That wasn't a very good thrown ball. It was thrown into double coverage. Him just being a little short, wasn't able to climb the ladder and get that one.
2nd and 10 upcoming here for Macon County. 2 receivers out to the left side. And now it's Gabe Borders at quarterback. Zach Borders on his left hip. That's a terrifying sight if you're a 4A team. Borders takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Borders around left side. He breaks the tackle, and look out. Gabe Borders wiggles to the outside. He's to the 20. He's to the 15. He jukes upfield past the 10. Gabe Borders from the quarterback position with a first down in the red zone, and look out. Macon County's looking for another.
And that's something that I thought in this going into this game, I thought they might go to it if they got down. This looks to be a part of their game plan to run some read stuff with Gabe in at quarterback. He's the best athlete on the field for Macon. Get him in his hands, let him make a read, and let him do his thing.
Score update from Livingston. Livingston up 8-0 over DeKalb. First quarter.
Wow, good for Livingston. Not great for DeKalb. 1 receiver each way, and they're going to keep Borders at quarterback, and Adam Kane wants to talk about it. He calls timeout to make an adjustment, and the Macon County faithful rise to their feet. It's 1st and goal from the 8, and right now you couldn't have scripted it any better if you're Kyle Shoulders.
Yeah, this is exactly what you wanted. You wanted to come out here, they win the toss, they get the ball, they go down the field and score. They kick off, get a fumble on the first play. Now they've got it 1st and goal at the 8. It's looking to go up here. 2 scores here with right under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jeremy, I want to talk about one thing real quick. The game clock is out on the field So we'll have an official keeping that on the field.
The game clock's out. He's up here. Look, to your left.
Got him right here.
Play clock.
Sorry, play clock's out.
Play clock is kept on the field by the back judge.
Gotcha.
I was
So
going
we'll
to say
just
your
be
game
watching
clock,
him.
the guy in the big striped shirt standing right next to us.
I wasn't trying to discredit you at all,
And
brother.
one of my best friends in the world, Mr. Ray Chitwood. Love the guy.
First and goal here out of the timeout for Macon County. They moved right down the field on a long drive to score. First play from scrimmage for Upperman, a fumble, and now they have an opportunity to punch it in and really throw a haymaker against the number 1 ranked team in the state. 5:53 to go in the first quarter as Macon County breaks huddle, and they're going to stay with Gabe Borders at quarterback. Has the snap, going around right side. He's going to barrel forward, and he's going to score with ease. He can walk in, give him 6. Touchdown, Tigers. Gabe Borders from 8 yards out, and it's 13-0 midway through the opening frame.
And so what they go there, they go quarterback, fullback in the backfield out of the shotgun, 2 tight ends, receiver split left, and they just run straight quarterback power the whole time. Gabe, he went in that thing untouched.
And listen, crowd's huge. It was electric. I'm telling you, on our sideline right now, these Upperman fans are stunned right now.
This is the biggest haymaker thrown, even bigger than anything Pearl Cone threw at him, quite frankly, in that state championship game. As the snap set, extra point for Gammon would have been good from 50. It's through, and it's 14-0. A lot of football to be played, gentlemen, but it continues to get better for Macon County, who's trying to stake their claim as the top dogs in this region, albeit very early in the region, and with a nod, no matter what happens in this game, towards the team that's playing about 20 minutes to our east in the form of the White County Warriors.
Yeah, and, if you're Upperman, you think you just got to settle down here. They've shown some ability this season to throw the ball a little more. I think we all three up here believe that they're still a run-first football team, a power football team. They don't have to abandon their game plan yet. They don't have to go throw all over the field because they're going to get the ball out at halftime, so that if they can get a score and get a stop and go down one score or be tied up at halftime, that's where you want to be.
You know what it feels like? The start, a game we were here for last year when Stone Memorial rolled into town and got blitzed.
Yeah.
Upperman's got to be careful in this spot because Macon County's playing with their hair on fire right now on the road. And remember, first play that Stone had offensively, ball popped out, it was a fumble, and you were down 14-0 before you even blinked. It was quicker in that game, but still, Gammon on to kick it away.
And Macon's hungry. They're desperate for this win. This game may mean more to them right now than it does for Upperman.
Gammon on to kick it away. And he is going to pooch it this time towards Carmine Phillips, who fields it on the 16-yard line. Phillips to the 20, accelerates to the 25, now to the 30, to the 35, still on his feet to the 40. Carmine Phillips being carried forward to the 47. A big-time return of 32 yards for Carmine Phillips. And that's going to be Ty Young there defensively to make the tackle. And now Bronston Chaffin with a little bit of adversity stepping in. And let's see what they do here after fumbling on their first possession.
An improvement on that first kickoff, the second kickoff from the first one. The first one, Carmine got it, and he took it real slow and pitter-pattered. This time he caught the ball and got up in north and south really, really fast.
Polk back in the backfield on the left hip of Bronston Chaffin. The band continues to rock for Macon County. Working right to left on your screen if you listen, and there's a false start on Upperman offensively. The right tackle jumps, and nothing going right for Upperman, everything going right for Macon. It's 1st and 15.
Again, I don't think we're in panic mode, but Coach Kane is fuming under that cap over there that we've had a fumble, couple penalties, they've scored twice. He's not happy.
Trying to think back. This may be the biggest deficit they've had in a region game under Adam Kane.
That's the biggest one I remember.
I think it is. 2 receivers to the left for Chaffin on 1st and 15. Now he motions 2 men across the line. And another flag. What we got here, Jeremy?
I didn't see it. It may be a false start on the tailback.
It is a false start.
21.
Going to back him up. And it's 1st and 20. Upperman is completely shell-shocked right now in this football game. A spot we have not seen, and you tip your cap to Macon County because they have come in completely unafraid. Coach Shoulders told me yesterday neither team is scared of the other. They haven't won the matchup, but he said they're not intimidated coming here on the road.
Score update from Cookeville. White County up 14-0.
Wow. One receiver each way here. Chaffin's going to be in the gun. See if they can get a snap off. And it's a late snap, but they're going to let it go. Bronston Chaffin gets caught from behind. He's being wrestled down and gets popped down after a gain of maybe 3. And Macon County is flying to the football, 2nd and 17 upcoming here with 5:25 to go in the first quarter.
And Noah, you alluded to it, very well could have and should have been another penalty for a false start on Upperman there.
And something I wanted to point out, Jeremy, there's a couple Macon defensive linemen. They are, on that play specifically, they're kind of feigning forward a little bit. I don't know if they're trying to bait Upperman into a false start or what, but just something I'm going to keep my eye on.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right as Chaffin will be in the gun. Upperman's looking for a big play. Macon County trying to take it back. Snap taken. Chaffin fires into the flat for Elijah Fitz. He erases the penalty yardage, jukes upfield past the 50, and there goes the speed of the Bees. It's Elijah Fitz. It'll depend on the spot. He needed 17. He got 16, and it's going to be 3rd down and a yard for Upperman. And see if that play perhaps settles them in as Hunter Griggs comes over, and he's having a fast start to the game. Chases down Fitz to make the tackle out of bounds.
And guys, that's not anything special or revolutionary there. They just throw the ball to Fitz in the flat. Macon was outnumbered. He got upfield and was able to pick up all that and get it to a 3rd and obviously manageable here, 3rd and 1.
If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we ask that you hit the like button, share the stream, and comment along with us. Subscribe on YouTube as well. Helps us out a lot. Biggest crowd of the season tuning in here already in this one. 3rd and 1 for Upperman. Chaffin's alone in the backfield. I got money on him keeping it. He is right up the middle. Tries to bounce it outside. He's going to have the 1st down and more. Bronston Chaffin, but it's coming back. Flag in from the white hat. It's going to be a hold, I believe, here, Jeremy. Did you see that as well?
I saw him give the signal.
It is a hold. The 3rd penalty of the drive for Upperman. Takes a 1st down off the board. It'll be 10 yards from the spot and make it 3rd and long.
That's a tough spot here for Upperman to get a holding there, because now you're backed up in 3rd and behind your probably midfield. I don't think we're in 4-down territory, but if they get it close, I would expect Upperman to go for this one.
It was about right at the original spot of that last play. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 here for the Bees. 4.5 minutes, still a ton of football to be played. 4.5 to go in the first quarter. We are on pace for the longest game of the year because, of course, we are.
Hey, people wanted to hear me some more. They're glad I'm back. Bobby knew I was here. He wants to give the people what they want.
I'm leaving.
3rd and long, and now we have a whistle as a stoppage as they're trying to – the down marker is off. It's definitely 3rd down here. There's no question. It says 2nd right now, but it's definitely 3rd. Macon's band, they're blaring. I know they're pointed right at us here in this open window, but they're rocking over there. And now they've got it fixed. It is 3rd and 11. Chaffin in the gun. He's got Theo Brown out to his right side, the only receiver on the field. Macon walks somebody down the other side of the line. Chaffin has the snap. Going to hand off to Paulk. Paulk up the middle. And this is a play you call when you're going for it on 4th down. He's to the Macon 45. It'll make it 4th and 3. And there's no chance on this planet the offense is coming off the field as Ty Young is there to make the stop defensively. It's going to be 4th down and 3 and no move to the punting unit. Adam Kane going to go for it here.
100% you called it. You call that play on 3rd and 11, knowing you're going for it on 4th down. Picked up 8. You're in 3rd and makeable. See what they draw up here. Obviously, to me, you're keeping the ball in Bronson's hands. Get him on the edge, maybe run pass option, see what he can do with his legs or his arm.
3:45 to go in the first quarter and counting. Biggest play of the game for Upperman offensively. They have been destroyed by penalties, self-inflicted wounds so far. And a turnover. Chaffin has the snap. Going to hand off to Paulk. He is crunched in the backfield, breaks one tackle, and he's carrying defenders forward. That's ridiculous. Ethan Paulk was hit 2 yards in the backfield and carried him forward for 5. For Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy, 1st down.
And that's bat breaking there if you're making. You have them off the field at midfield, the chance to go up 3 scores here in the first quarter, and we just don't get him down.
It was clearly the 1st down.
And it probably is, but in this situation, it's such a huge play. Sometimes you just show everybody. That way there's no question.
Fair enough.
As an official on a huge play like this,
Fair enough.
think it's a 1st down too, but you just want to show so everybody can see it.
Fair enough.
And Bobby Rollins probably wants a little airtime. So he thinks he's pretty, and he wants a little airtime.
Yeah, I'd be stunned if this isn't a first down given what we saw on the play. And Ethan Polk is not happy at all down there about something. Not sure what it is. But that was a tremendous effort by Polk on that play.
100%.
And there's no eruption from the Macon faithful. So it is a first down. We couldn't see the ball, but that's all I had to do was watch the crowd and see if they jumped up or not. What an environment for high school football for these athletes here tonight. 3:24 to go in the first quarter. Remember that play at the end of it, depending on how this game goes. Ethan Polk is absolutely livid about something.
I've got an Upperman fan yelling at me up here in the booth on why they were measuring. I didn't tell them to measure.
2 receivers to the left. Chaffin's going to be in the gun. Macon loading the box up defensively, and Chaffin's going to test him. Cuts upfield, now gets hit hard, slung down at about the 36. He got to pay the price on that one, but it's a gain of about 5, and all of a sudden, Upperman starting to move the ball, but we've got a late flag in again, and we'll see who this one goes against. Hunter Griggs again defensively. Gentlemen, it's chippy on that football field right now.
And, Jeremy, you tell me here, if this is a flag, these guys tell them to chill it out.
Everybody relax and offsetting. We've seen that a lot, potentially. Personal foul on Macon County. So the first penalty against the Tigers is a big one, and that'll push Upperman all the way near the red zone, actually into the Twin Lakes Catfish Farm and Baxter Family Dentistry red zone. Another first down for Upperman.
You know, you see them sling Chaffin down. I'm not sure that's the penalty that was
called,
either. But you just saw so much movement in that pile. So there was, what do they say, trying to give them the business? Is that what they say? But you just knew, and Justin knows from his playing day, you do not want to be in the middle of that pile. Some crazy stuff goes on.
Bad things happen.
Not in a game like this, you don't.
1st and 10 Upperman as they try and answer and show they have life, quite frankly, after a complete tomahawk shot by Macon County to open this game, and a whistle and a timeout potentially coming in. Sideline warning, something, who knows. And I think there was a play clock question. Not the crispest start to this game for anybody except the Macon County offense. They've been very crisp so far. I made that word up.
Can you spell crispness?
C-R-I-S-P E-S
N-E-S. N-E-S. 3.
Crispness.
Crispness.
Professional commentator.
I know,
First
Jeremy,
and 10.
I know our buddy Chris Smith, a former Macon County center. He's fired up, texting me and you both.
Oh, my dude.
3:01 to go in the first quarter. And, Justin, we'll see how this ends, but this is an important answer for Upperman to go down the field and show that this may not be a blitzkrieg that Macon County was poising for it to become.
And they had to have it, especially here at midfield when it looks like they're stopped on 4th and 3. This gives you all the life right back in this game.
We're ready to play football again. 1st and 10. It is just outside the red zone on the 21-yard line. And now Carmine Phillips, who got a carry last week, will be in the backfield alongside Bronston Chaffin.
They got to find ways to get the ball in his hands, too.
Chaffin has a high snap, rolling out. Now he's going to cut upfield himself. Jukes back, reverses field. Bronston Chaffin gets a big block. He breaks a tackle. Bronston Chaffin to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, sticks the ball out. Is he out or is he in? He's out on the 1, but Bronston Chaffin, with shades of a week ago, tiptoes his way down the sideline for a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. First down for the Bees.
And look, they're sprinting out here to the left, to the wide side of the field. It was a bad snap. Everything was just off from the get-go, and Bronson just tucks it. He gets kind of in the middle of the field and rolls all the way back the opposite side. Great individual effort from Chaffin right there. 20-yard gain there.
First and goal, Upperman. We just saw Macon County punch it in first and goal. You got 6'4", 228. I bet he keeps the ball here. Macon County's thinking so too. They've loaded up the box. Snap taken. Chaffin's running forward. He jumps over the top to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Upperman. The Bees answer with a had-to-have-it drive, and they finish it with an E.J.'s Barnes touchdown, also presented by our friends at 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Talk about good dudes.
Well, and talk about just a no-brainer offensive play call right there. Like you said, he's 6'4", somewhere between 225 and 230, just running simple quarterback dive over the top. That's a gimme, and Upperman really, really needed that one.
Austin Roberts on to kick the extra point, the sophomore so far this season. 9 of 12 on extra points. Had one blocked a week ago, was not his fault. Deuce Edwards came around untouched. Snap, set, kick is no good. Remember that later. Big drive there for Upperman, though. 14-6 our score, and still 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Very interesting to see how this drive goes for Macon County. Depending on the return, not going to get it on the 30 like they had on their second drive. So far, though, they've rolled pretty much untested down the field against this Upperman defense.
They really have, and that's something outside of maybe Elizabethton, what was it? East Hamilton a little bit. They moved up and down, but not seen somebody around here really do this. But Upperman with the answer right there, a 9-play, 53-yard drive, mainly on the ground, hit a play that fits. But that drive started off 1st and 20. They had 2 false start penalties to start that game, and to start that drive, and really got behind the chains and got it picked back up here.
Score update: Thomas Johnson with a touchdown rush for Cookeville as they have cut the lead for Sparta down to 14-7 with 8:51 to go in the second quarter. Meanwhile here, Upperman's going to kick it away, and looming on the back line, Gabe and Zach Borders. Players that Coach Adam Kane simply called elite this week.
He's correct.
Big games happening all across the area. We'll keep you updated on them as we go. Over on UCR2, it's the co-feature high school football game of the week. Sparta and Cookeville mentioned that one, a one-possession game. Over on UCR3, Livingston and DeKalb doing battle. 2 undefeated teams there. That's a big one for playoffs later on this year. Could be the battle for the 4 seed if everything else holds chalk. Roberts on to kick it away. He's going to squib it forward. This is fielded at about the 35-yard line, and then he is crunched. Upperman with the smack, and then they finish it off on the ground. Good field position, though, for Macon, as there on the return was Cooper Carlisle, the linebacker. It'll bring up 1st and 10 Tigers on their own 40, or yes, it will be the 39-yard line.
And you can tell they have no intentions to kick that to either of the Borders kids sitting back there.
2:20 to go in the first quarter. Not the first half, the first quarter. And it looks like they're going to keep Gabe Borders at quarterback. Why not? One receiver each way. See if they throw it. Not yet. They're going to run it around left side. Borders going to get hit. Breaks a tackle. Look out. He got to the edge. There's Gabe Borders in a foot race with Gunner Block. And Block tries to cut him down. Borders cuts back up into the 20. Jukes upfield to the 15. Gabe Borders all the way. End zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Macon County. Bobbing, weaving, juking his way for a 62-yard strike.
Wow, that is as impressive of a run as I've seen on this field. And I've seen a lot of them from kids from Upperman, but from an opposing player, that's as impressive as a run from I've seen anybody come in here.
The back-to-back Mr. Football finalist just stakes his claim to be there at the end of this year. One play, strike, and Gammon to try and regain a 15-point advantage.
Answer.
Snap, set, kick. Nearly blocked, but through, and it's good. 21-6. Macon County's offense is cutting through the defense like knife through warm butter right now, making it look easy.
And here's my thing. Like, I don't think that Upperman's not ready to play. I just think Macon's really ready to play. Like we said, they've not won this game since 2012. They lost this game twice last year. They felt like they should have been the team going to Chattanooga. Felt like they gave that playoff game away. I don't necessarily disagree with it. I think when on one side of the coin you think that we gave it away, Upperman thinks they took it. They had the turnovers. They made the most of their chances. Tonight, that script has flipped. It is Macon County making all the plays, the 50-50 plays, and Upperman just doesn't look crisp right now. Like I said, I don't think they're not ready to play, but I think Macon is juiced up for this one.
That one may be your run of the year when you talk about those jukes towards the end. You get that kid in open space, and you can kiss him goodbye. 2:03 to go in the first quarter. We still have 38 minutes of football to be played tonight. We've only played just under 10.
We're going to be here a while. Love it.
Now the pressure returns to the Upperman offense in a game to which looks like it could turn into a shootout in a hurry.
No, we talked yesterday. We said Macon does not need this game to be in the 30s.
They can have it there now.
Yeah, they
can have it there now. Something's going to change if they don't get to the 30s with how they're moving the ball. Gammon on to kick it away. Upperman looking for an answer. And he's going to kind of pooch it. This is super dangerous. It bounces vertically, and they got it, but he's offside.
They were 100%.
It was offsides, and that's something I saw them do in their scrimmage against East Robertson. I was standing right where it landed, and the ball just bounces backwards, but it's going to come back as one of the Tigers was ahead of things there on that return team.
That was a backbreaker right there. That was going for broke. And they're putting Ethan Paulk in there to make sure that one doesn't happen again.
Yeah, Ethan Paulk going over here to that side. There's a big gap on that left side. We mentioned all the different wrinkles Coach Shoulders tries to throw out there. We'll see what they do on this one.
And I was saying Upperman needs to have their antennas up when Macon is on the return game, but it looks like just any special teams, Upperman needs to be ready.
Gammon now is reverse sides. He's now over on the left. See if he does the same thing again. Still 2:03 to go in the first quarter. It's 21-6 Tigers here on the road in Baxter. And this time they're just going to crush it. Fitz ranges over. He's going to field it. Elijah Fitz on the 20. He's got 3 Tigers looking at him. There's a flag down as he jukes up, gets stapled and taken down. And this one may go further back. We'll wait on the flag. It is a hold against the Bees. They're going to be way backed up on around their own 20-yard line when they mark it off.
And Upperman's been had several penalties tonight. They just, if they want to get back in this one, they got to settle in pretty quick.
Macon in this first quarter is doing what Upperman has done to teams the last 7 years, coming in and dictating the terms of this fight. A great start for them. Still just a 2-possession game, though. So we'll wait and see. They'll mark it off 10 yards. And they're going to spot Upperman down at their own 19-yard line. They got to go 81 yards if they want to get that touchdown back. Ronsden Chaffin, we've not seen the deep ball yet. Not an easy secondary to try and go deep against. As they send Brown, Phillips, and Turnbow out to the left side. There's plenty of speed over that way for the Bees.
Well, they're unbalanced. Macon's got to get lined up here.
Chaffin in the gun.
They're outnumbered
on
in
his
the field.
left. Takes the snap. He's going to run it to the left side. Now jukes upfield. Bronsden Chaffin breaks a tackle. He's caught from behind and taken down, but not before a gain of 8. As the big man for Baxter is starting to rumble downhill, it'll be 2nd down and 2. Corbin Stevens, the senior defensive lineman there for the tackle.
And here's what I was saying. Upperman lines up with 3 receivers out here. 2 of them are on the ball. Make sure you have 7 on the line of scrimmage. But Macon only had 2 defenders over those 3 players. If I'm Upperman, I go back to that later and maybe throw one out there real quick because you've got numbers and got somebody running untouched.
Gunner Block brings the play call into Bronsden Chaffin, who gives it. Now breaks huddle. Haven't seen a lot of Ethan Paulk after that opening fumble.
And going the same formation now, and Macon is now adjusted and lined back up to it.
Gunner Block goes in motion. They really like him. And there's a false start. Another penalty. Upperman completely out of sorts, and it's going to be 2nd and 7.
Hey, it sounds like a barn burner in Cookeville as well. Blake Owen with a 35-yard touchdown pass to Caden Cisco, left corner of the end zone, 14-14.
Wow.
But here's another stat. They have 6:16 to go till halftime. We have 1:04 left in the first quarter.
A lot of running the football out there.
It's 2nd and 7 now for the Bees after another penalty puts them behind the chains. Goose is here tonight. Feature game for UpperCumberlandReporter.com as well. The Goose.
The legend. None better.
Who slept through UC game day morning today, so I had to get that one in there. Thanks. I had to get him one shot. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. And now we've got a whistle and a delay of game. Upperman took forever to get lined up out there on the field. And it's going to be 2nd down and 12 after back-to-back pre-snap penalties on the Bees.
And here's a minute ago I said it's not that I didn't think Upperman was ready to play or not locked in. I'm starting to feel like they are not ready for this game.
completely out of sorts.
They're sleepwalking through this thing right now, and it's obvious.
And Coach Kane senses it, and I think is going to burn a timeout. His second timeout of the half already with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. He didn't want to wait. I think knows the importance of this second down play upcoming here. They got to find a way to put a drive together in this spot, or they're going to be down 3 scores in a hurry.
Yeah, I was going to tell your sweet wife not to zoom in on that huddle in case we can pick up what's being said, because it's not going to be very nice. This is a point where we can't. Coach Kane is trying to fire his guys up, figure out what the heck's going on. And if you're on the Macon sideline, you're like, guys, they are crumbling.
Yep.
They're falling apart. They've not been hit in the mouth like this. It's like Mike Tyson said. Now the quote's left me, but everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth right there. Upperman's been punched in the mouth here, and they don't look like they have a plan. I know they've got a plan, but they're just reeling a little bit.
Second down and 12 upcoming after this timeout. Could be the last play of the quarter, which has been a healthy length.
Hey, Noah, you talk about this rivalry. Obviously the visiting stands are smaller than the home stands, but we have a little patch of Macon fans, about 10 or 12, that have decided to come and sit on this, and it is turning ugly.
Oh, I see that. That's a brave move. That's a move you make when you're up 21-6.
And there are some law enforcement making their way over here right now.
Yeah, let's just not do that. Just go over to the other side and stand. It's not worth it. Chaffin motions a man across. High snap. He's going to keep it himself. Breaks through one tackle. Now he's hit from behind. The cavalry arrives from Macon. Nothing doing. Macon County ready for it. And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter, barring a miracle. And it has been complete dominance out of the Macon County Tigers as they've come on the road and punched the number 1 ranked team in the state square in the face. After one, it's Macon County 21, Upperman 6. This is the high school football game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's brand new indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. You want to know how you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and test drive the all-new Chevy Trax or Silverado today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back as we head into the second quarter of play in Baxter. It's 21-6. Macon County with the biggest lead over Upperman in a region game under Adam Kane. And we've got a lot of football still to go. It's 3rd and 10 for the Bees. They're on their own 19-yard line. If they want a chance, they got to figure out a way to convert on a 3rd and long.
And here, if your coach Shoulders over there, you're saying, look, these guys bleed too. They've been the kind of the big bad wolf on the block, and we've got them right where we want them.
Ronsden Chaffin comes up to his line, calls something out, and retreats. Has the shotgun snap. He's rolling out to his left, swivels his hips. Now he's trying to tuck it and run. Cuts upfield. He gets hit. 3 Tigers there. 4 Tigers there. They finish him off. No gain, and Upperman's going to be forced to punt it, trailing by 15. First one there, Cooper Carlisle, the sophomore linebacker. They really like that kid, and he makes the tackle. Punting unit with Coach Kane. They're not out there yet.
Got to punt it.
They're going to flirt with another delay of game if they don't get lined up. And so far, Justin, Macon's played with their hair on fire. Upperman has played completely flat, and a big assist has to go to Macon County for forcing the tempo to be that way.
Cooper Carlisle, the younger brother of Seth Carlisle that I recruited many moons ago to play football at Tech, plays a lot like his brother.
Gabe Borders back deep to receive this punt.
Don't
Carmine
kick it to
Phillips
him.
Kicks it away, angling towards the sideline, and it'll be fielded by Ethan Paulk, who's not on the field of play, and they'll mark it off. We'll see where they go to. Great field position, the 48-yard line. Not a bad punt for Carmine Phillips, but so far they put Gabe Borders at quarterback, and it has been easy for Macon County's offense.
to say the least. And again, I thought that's something they might go to if they got down or whatever. They've got options. Like I was saying earlier, it's hard to game plan for these guys because they do so much well. They get in the wing tee stuff, and that is terrible to practice for in a week. And then you get to the pro stuff, and you've got Gabe at quarterback.
Update from our other game of the week. Cookeville Sparta, Trip Pinion with 33-yard scamper. It says, cue the Burners, 21-14 Warriors. Almost
Another
halftime.
shootout between those two teams. Gammon back at quarterback, going to hand off to Zach Borders. This time runs into the teeth of the defense. Gets forward for positive gain of about 3, maybe 4. It'll be second down from there as we head to 10:55 to go in the first half. Walter Kane, the big junior backer there defensively.
And just simple, they're getting in there with Gammon at quarterback, and they're running the triple with the zone read with the arc back to pitch. They just hand the inside zone right there to Zach Borders and picks up 4.
Second down and 7, long 6 rather. Same formation we just saw. Working right to left on your screen. Again, the handoff to Zach Borders. Breaks a tackle. He's got the first down. Carmine Phillips rides him down, but not before another first down, Macon County on a gain of 7.
And listen, there's a lot of football to play, but you just feel like this drive, I mean, if Macon goes up 28-6 here, can the Upperman Bees rebound? Not with what we've seen so far.
I want you to stick around and watch, but if Macon scores here, the answer is no. 1st and 10 upcoming here. And the Tigers have all the momentum.
From what I've seen, if Upperman can turn it on, they might could go score for score, but I don't see them making it up.
1st and 10. Gammon now in the backfield with 1 back. Has the snap. It's Zach Borders. Hands off to him. This time Upperman's defense is ready for it, and they stack him up and push him back. Maybe half a yard. It'll be second down. Andrew Bohan, again, 3rd or 4th tackle for him tonight.
And get in there, and they put 2 tight ends, a fullback, go counter with Zach. And now they're just trying to grind the clock a little bit, wear on Upperman. Obviously, if you can score every play, you take it, but they want to keep their offense on the field here for a little bit.
2nd and 9 upcoming here. Coverage of tonight's game presented by our friends at Gentry's Power Equipment, your hometown steel dealer. 9:25 to go in the first half. Milk jugs ringing. That's the shortest play from scrimmage for Macon tonight. Gain of 1. Both backs in the backfield again with Gammon. Has the snap. Hands off to Gabe Borders around the right side. We've got a flag down, and it's really about half a yard gain. Decision time for Coach Kane. This is right in the area of holding, but we'll have to wait and see. It's a chop block. Is that 15, Jeremy?
It is 15 from the spot. And obviously a chop block. Let's talk about that real quick. Just remember, if someone's got somebody engaged high, the second person can't come low. So if you're going to block somebody low, you've got to do it initially. As soon as the snap happens, go straight toward their legs. If you pause or if you double team with a low block, that's what they've got.
Critical things to remember here at this point in the game. Macon scores, may be over. If they don't, Upperman's going to get the ball to start the second half as well. They will have an opportunity to go 2 for 1. For Macon, if they get this, though, they're going to have all the momentum because it's second, and let's do some geography. It's second in Smithville right now for Macon County.
Second and from you guys, from where you had the post-game show last week?
Yeah, about that. It is 2nd and 24 here for Macon County. And now this is the loudest it's been since the first drive. Gammon, the quarterback, got Borders on his right hip, takes the snap, play fake, dropping back to pass, looking left, fires deep on the wheel route, and that's incomplete. Theo Brown there, stride for stride, as he tried to find Kellen Heyer. He caught a touchdown week 1 against Westmoreland. It's 3rd and 25, and Justin, if you don't mind, I'm going to put my play caller hat on. Put Gabe Borders in the backfield and have him run.
Just let him do something with it. Like, he's probably the only chance you got, so give it to him.
8:49 to go in the first half. All of a sudden, Upperman with a little life, aided by a run stop and a penalty. Gordonsville rolling Trousdale. Thank you, Michael, for the update. 28-0. Big play here, 3rd and 25, as Macon tries to pull one out of their hats here and extend their lead. Snap is taken. Dropping back is Gammon. He has all day to throw. Rolls out to his left. Now he's being pressured. He's being hit. He's being sacked. Taken down in the backfield on the delayed blitz. It's Jude Fitzpatrick, the junior linebacker or sophomore linebacker, with a domino sack. And Macon County, for the first time, will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, and that's Macon right there just looking for something. I really thought we had a illegal procedure. Borders looked like he was moving towards the line of scrimmage.
The official went to pull it.
He went to pull it and then didn't. It's a penalty. You throw it regardless, but they don't throw it. And anyway, it winds up being a sack, and that's the first signs of life for this Upperman defense.
Just on Facebook between this game and UCR2, over 1,000 devices watching high school football live as the punt is away for Brody Fry. Carmine Phillips was told not to return it. Fry gets a friendly roll. A really nice punt for Fry, who's one of the linemen, drops back to punt. First and 10 Bs. DeKalb County with a 21-8 lead. They've scored 21 unanswered over Livingston over on UCR3. First and 10 Upperman here from the 18.
And like you said earlier, Upperman will have a chance to go 2 for 1 here. The next time Macon could get the ball, it could be a tie ball game or a 1-point ball game either way, with Upperman being down 21-6.
8:05 to go in the first half. It's 21-6. Upperman's defense with a stop for the first time. Big aid towards Macon County's offense with a chop block. But it goes both ways. Upperman's been hit with a bunch of penalties pre-snap as well in this one. Both coaches said they wish this game wasn't in week 3.
Yeah.
I think you're seeing some of that tonight. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Chaffin in the gun. Has the snap. He rolls to his right, looking downfield. Now he's forced to roll. Rolls further. Now he jumps deep downfield and throws it away. Nicely defended on the right side of the field. Braylon Flowers, Zach Borders were shadowing Theo Brown.
Yeah, we had a couple people screaming hold here as Chaffin got to the edge. And, I don't think Upperman's at the spot yet where they have to abandon who they want to be and running the football. Again, Bronson's their best playmaker, but give him a shot.
Hey, let's talk about that play real quick that everybody thought was a hold. They've moved the umpire to the offensive backfield this year. So the angle that the referee has there, he can't see that. We're almost in no man's land there. So, in my opinion, moving the umpire to the offensive backfield, that's some stuff you can get away with.
2 to the right, 1 to the left to Bronson Chaffin. Big 6'4" quarterback for the Bees. Second down and 10. Has the snap. Macon look like they may have jumped. They stayed onside, though. Chaffin being pressured in the backfield. He's being hit. The ball is out. It's picked up by Ethan Polk, and now Polk has blockers in front of the 20. Polk gets chucked down to the 25. Nearly a disaster for Upperman, forced by Macon County's pass rush. Ty Young ultimately got Ethan Polk down, but it's going to be 3rd down and just about 3 after a gain of 7 for Polk.
And they are flirting with disaster here on offense for Upperman.
And Upperman has already really gotten out of the run game. Polk fumbled the first touch, but he's one of the best runners in the state, and they have not gone back to him.
Just completely abandoned it so far.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd down and 3 as we go near 7 minutes to play in the first half. Snap taken. There is Polk on the carry. He's hitting the backfield, and that's why Macon County's defense completely obliterates that play call. Nothing doing. First one there, big number 51, Brody Fry, the senior. 4th down and 5. Upperman going to have to punt it again, barring a very gutsy decision.
I've already wrote punt down on my paper. That's what they need to do. You give it to Macon right here, they are scoring a touchdown.
Macon's run defense has been great. And again, it took Upperman an hour and a half to get the punting unit out there on the field, flirting with another delay of game. Borders going back deep to receive this kick from Carmine Phillips.
And it's something I hit on the pregame. Upperman replaced a lot on both sides of the line of scrimmage. This is the first time they're being tested. We've got another flag.
Another whistle.
Timeout.
And a timeout going to be called by Coach Kane. It took too long to get the punting unit out there, and they were about to have a delay of game. And he wants to have a discussion with his team. He called everybody of importance, and I think he's thinking about going for this, guys.
You know him as well as anyone, but
right now the starting offensive line is in that huddle.
Hey, that's a big man decision.
We know Bronston Chaffin is known for his hard count. Bronston Chaffin does not have his helmet on, however. So, change of personnel, and now it looks like it may be a punting time again. Never mind. Bronston Chaffin just grabbed his helmet.
This is the ball game right here.
If they go for this, I'll be stunned.
If they go for it and don't get it.
Big opportunity for Macon County's defense to throw a dagger in, up by 15 already.
The scoreboard says that Upperman does not have any timeouts.
They
are out.
They're out.
Burned them all.
I thought they'd only called 2. I can't count.
They are the offense on the field on 4th and 4 on their own 24-yard line. Chaffin's in the gun. He's going to take the snap and keep it himself, and Bronston Chaffin barrels his way for a first down.
Wow.
It's a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. First down, a gutsy decision by Adam Kane, and they move the chains.
I mean, I think if you're Coach Kane, you can feel this one slipping away. You've got to do something. They just look so disjointed on offense. Macon's giving them fits up front. They're having a hard time blocking. They're having a hard time running the ball. If Upperman's to come back in this game, it's going to be on the shoulders of number 8.
Macon County getting adjusted defensively. Chaffin in the gun with Polk on his right. Carmine Phillips out to the right side. Snap taken, and it's a false start. False start, number 82 of the first half against Upperman. It'll back him up 5 yards, and it's 1st and 15.
Coach Kane doesn't have any hair to pull out, but he's thinking about it.
Hey, easy ponytail boy.
Man bun.
My apologies.
It's a ponytail. 1st and 10, 1st and 15, 5:44 to go on what has become a beautiful night for high school football. I stick my head out of the press box here. It's nice.
It's still warm in here.
It is. There's no air moving around in this press box.
Except my hot air.
Chaffin in the gun. Takes the high snap. Going to hand off to Polk. This time Polk somersaults his way to the 31. Gain of a couple. It's going to be 2nd and long.
And here's the thing with Upperman just running power. Macon's doing a great job fitting it up and not allowing these Upperman backs, whoever it is, to make anybody miss a tackle or get anything extra than just what's there.
5:09 to go in the first half. 21-6 our score. Macon with the lead, and their defense trying to fire up their crowd, who has gotten a little bit more subdued. It's tough to keep that same level of noise as they had in that first quarter. Still have not seen Branson Turnbow targeted yet. Chaffin has the snap. You won't see it this time. Hands off to Polk, and he's destroyed. The defensive line for Macon County is making their hay so far in this ball game. Loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 13. Brody Fry again there on the stop defensively.
And I'll just say it. The Macon defensive line is whipping Upperman's tail up front right now, and that's just that. There's no run lanes, and this is where you see Upperman just grinding the gears here, trying to find something to work. They're rolling the pocket. They're, like you said, they've not taken a deep shot. They don't have time. They are getting after this Upperman offensive line.
2 receivers to the left. 3rd and 13 here for the Bees as time ticks away. Chaffin in the gun. Has the snap, play fake, rolls to his right, fires, receiver is wide open. It's Colton Johnson. He makes the catch past midfield. He's to the 45. He truck sticks to the 35, down to the 31. 6'3", sophomore, 210 pounds on the first down. Ty Young finishes him off, but not before a gain of about 30. And a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. First down, and every time it seems like Upperman's going to sleep, they come back with a play like that.
Had to have that play right there, and it's just simple play action pass in here to the boundary, smash route. We got a corner over the top, a flat route. There was no one covering the corner route by the tight end over the top.
2 receivers to the left. Bronston Chaffin in the gun. Upperman knows they need points. Macon looking to lock back in. 3:43 to go in the first half. Chaffin has the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Bronston Chaffin breaks one tackle, still on his feet around the left side. Chaffin gets hit hard, taken down at about the 25. He's been by far the most effective runner for the Bees tonight, as it'll be 2nd down and 4. Isaac McClure, the senior linebacker there defensively. But now, after that big play, the possibility of a 2-for-1 very much back alive for the Bees with 3:18 to go in the half.
I mean, we're sitting here 3 plays ago thinking they are dead to rights. It's 4th and 5, backed up on their own 25. They're about to punt it. Coach Kane takes a timeout. They go for it. Now they're driving. Like you said, chance to go 2-for-1 be huge.
1 receiver to the right. Macon County trying to stonewall them here on 2nd down and a long 4. Chaffin has the snap again. This time hands to Polk. Polk with a hole to rumble through. Breaks a tackle down to the 21. Depends on the spot. It'll be close.
And
Best run of the game for Ethan Polk.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. That's the most movement that Upperman offensive lines had against Macon County. They move bodies. That's the first time they've done that. Polk was able to get what he could. It's going to be, looks like
It is enough for Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. First down, Baxter Pharmacy and pharmacist Lana Huddleston Jared, longtime sponsors here of us at UCR and Upperman football. They are located at the crossroads as Upperman's coaches are trying to quiet down their fan base who's making a lot of noise as they're moving on offense. Motion man across his fit. Snap taken. Chaffin's going to keep it himself. Gets behind the blockers. Now cuts upfield. Bronston Chaffin's at the 15. He tiptoes out of bounds. Chaffin just kind of galloping along for a gain of 7 perhaps. It'll be second and short. And we look at the clock, 2:13 to go. Coach Shoulders does have all 3 timeouts and an explosive offense in his back pocket if they can get it back.
Well, I was worried there at the end of that play how Chaffin looked, that he was hurt. He's lost a shoe. He's getting it back on. Something we need to note, I think Bobby Rollins has got a equipment timeout here for Chaffin to get his shoe back on. But Upperman has no timeouts left, so if the play clock runs down, they're just going to have to eat the 5 yards.
Update, Cookville ties it up 21-21 with a Blake Owen keeper for 6. I'm telling you.
Something about that matchup is just destined every year to be a shootout from the last several years.
I wish we had a doubleheader. I wish one of them played at like
Lunch.
6.
How great is it for us to have Jacob Benson and Coach Shanks to be able to go out there?
Wow.
Coach Shanks doing a great job with Jacob this year. They sound really good together. If you haven't had a chance to listen, highly encourage it. It's going to rain soon, by the way. Snap taken. Chaffin has it. Hands to Paulk. Paulk with blockers in front. He's past the 10. Paulk's past the 5. He's to the 3. He is into the Baxter Family Dentistry and Twin Lakes Catfish Farm red zone. 2:06 to go in the first half. Upperman hunting a 1-possession game. Ty Young again into the game, tied for the team lead in tackles. He's staying there so far in this one.
And go ahead, Jeremy.
I was going to say, hey, Ty Young holds on for dear life, or that's a touchdown. That is a touchdown saving tackle.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That was the first time, again, this drive up after the timeout, 4th down play, Upperman's now moving Macon a little bit up front, and that was the first missed tackle by a Macon defender in the hole that I've seen all night.
And now Upperman is in no hurry. 1:50 and counting to go. That's 1-5-0 in the first half. In the gun is Chaffin. As the snap, he's going to keep it himself. Bronston Chaffin, he breaks 1 tackle, and he can walk to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Upperman, and without hesitation, they're going for 2 to try and get that extra point back.
And there's a million different ways you can play this if you're Coach Kane. Some people don't want to go for 2 right here and chase the point they missed earlier. I don't think it matters. It's whatever your personal philosophy is. If you get it, great. If you don't, you've got the whole second half to be down 2
Knowing
scores.
Coach Kane fairly well, it won't surprise me if they go for 2 for the rest of the night after that first PAT was missed.
And one thing I was going to say, a lot of people don't go for it on 4th down, what he did a minute ago, too.
And that play worked out when you think about it. Turned into a touchdown drive.
Wow.
Big 2-point conversion attempt here for the Bees as Chaffin is about to keep it himself. Has the snap. We've got a whistle and a timeout called by Kyle Shoulders, who wants to talk about things. That is an EJ's Barnes and 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles touchdown. Again, this is the game of the week. We also stream every Upperman game, so we have our Baxter sponsors and our game of the week sponsors. All of them make it possible for us to be everywhere like we are tonight. Stick around. Post-game coming up about an hour and 15 minutes after the conclusion of this game for the Friday Night End Zone show. We will have some things to talk about. I can assure you of that after the way tonight has already gone. You're not going to want to miss that.
And this is a huge spot in the game because if Macon can keep them out here, they've got a 2-possession lead going into the second half with Upperman getting the ball back. They get it. If Upperman's able to get this one, look out. They could come out and tie the thing up on the first drive after the second half. And it's definitely going to be in Chaffin's hands, some shape, form, or fashion. A read, a run-pass option, let him make the decision. He's your best player.
That 4th down and 4 that they go for and get in their own red zone. And then the 3rd and 10 play to Colton Johnson have turned this back into a football game again.
It has. I mean, going for it right there, that led to a 14-play drive here for Upperman to go get this into a 1-possession game potentially.
Chaffin going to be in the gun here with Polk. 1:36 to go. 2-point conversion attempt for the Bees. Motion man is Theo Brown. Chaffin rolls to his right. He's looking to throw. Jump pass, and Colton Johnson makes the catch. 2-point conversion's good. It's a 1-score game, and Macon County has 1:36 and 2 timeouts to try and change that. And I think all of us looking at each other are thinking the same thing. Welcome back to a football game and not a boat race. It's on now.
I'm going to tell you, no, I was really aggravated about 15 minutes ago that I came out here to call blowout.
Came out of retirement.
for a game that wasn't going to be competitive, but we've got us one here. That's what I get for pouting.
Upperman does not have a timeout left, so that can help Macon County be a little more aggressive early in this drive because they know Upperman can't stop the clock. Say it's 3rd and 10, they can just run it and run that thing down. Ask Lebanon about giving the ball to Upperman late in the half last week.
Well, and going back to that drive, Upperman got the ball with 8:05 on the clock. They go 14 plays and get a score, but let's go back and look at the first couple plays of that drive. We had a rollout that was incomplete, and then we have a rollout to the other side that Chaffin fumbles on, and Paul picks it up and runs it for 7 yards.
Yep.
They go just pro gun, run power. Paul gets hit for a 2-yard loss. They send the punt team out there. Kane uses his last time out of the first half. They go for it on 4th and 5, backed up on their own 25-yard line, and they get it. And I was saying if they don't get that, that's the ball game. They go on. The next play after they pick it up, they get a false start. So they're sitting there at 1st and 15, and like you said, they hit a 3rd and 13 smash route to Johnson on the corner route over the top, and this game now has a completely different feel.
Score update, Saquon Barkley just caught an 18-yard touchdown pass. It's 7-6. Packers trying to
I've got something to say about that at halftime, too. Do not play NFL games on Friday nights.
Roberts' kickoff is away. He's angling over to the right side. It's going to be fielded, and Zach Borders has an opportunity. Blockers in front, but Colton Johnson grabs and takes him down. Plenty of time and space. Macon County 1st and 10 on their own 41 with still 1:31 to go in the first half.
And I'm going to be honest with you right here, that was a touchdown-saving tackle by Johnson. There was a lot of green grass for Zach Borders.
They really like Colton Johnson. You can see why. He's one of those players you can project out to potentially the next level one day. Just a sophomore.
Use my tag
had a
line?
big catch. Touchdown-saving tackle.
You going to use my tag?
Jeremy's claiming touchdown-saving
tackle.
Come on now.
Come on.
I didn't realize he was the first person who ever said that. So.
Gammon in the backfield with both Borders. Zach and Gabe. One receiver out to the right side. Fitz is covering him. Gammon takes the snap. Going to run the speed option. Pitches it out to Gabe Borders looking for the edge. Upperman there defensively and Gunner Block. A kid who they really like. And we've got a flag coming in late here. I didn't know if that was a late hit. Is that what they're going for? Potentially?
It's huge if it is.
It looked like Block would hit him when he was inbounds, but they're a lot closer than I am up here, certainly.
Mr. Rollins has to say.
Dead ball.
And it is a personal foul against Upperman. That is a huge penalty. It's going to put Macon all the way down to the Upperman 40-yard line with still 1:22 to go. And they did a nice job against the speed option there, and it's all for naught.
Yeah, well, they did a good job stringing it out. Borders was still able to pick up 5 yards, but that turns into a 20-yard play with that personal foul. And they've got it, like you said, on Upperman's 40 now with 1:22 to go and 2 timeouts.
Another thing to think about, Eli Gammon, huge leg as the kicker spot.
Right.
They call a block for the personal foul on that tackle. A lot of milk jugs ringing out all of a sudden again here beneath us at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Snap taken. Gammon's going to throw it to the outside. Receivers there, makes the catch. It's Gabe Borders. Borders going to dart out of bounds. A little shove. This time the flag stays in the pocket. Gain of about 10. We'll see on the spot.
And they just went tight bunch right here and threw a little bubble out to Gabe. They're just trying to get the ball in his hands in space.
It's going to be 2nd and 1. It looks like they've got 2nd down on the marker. So it will be 2nd and short. And there is 1:15 to go. Borders got out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. And I think Coach Shoulders wants them to measure this. He wants to use it as a free timeout as well.
The good news is any coach can request a measurement.
You have
to give it to him.
So they are going to come out and measure this, I believe.
And I will say, Upperman has had life with that touchdown drive, but this is deflating if they're able to go down the field in 1 minute and 33 seconds or whatever it was when they got the ball, 1:31, and get it back to more than a one-possession game, up to 14.
Second down. We've got a stoppage here. The longest stoppage of the night. Chains and finally making their way out. And is that Matt Wilson out there with absolute huge team speed? He's on the chain gang. I don't think he's out there.
He's still on the sideline. They didn't want to show that speed.
No, they had to take their time here.
Yeah, they didn't want Matt to show his speed out there.
And this was worth a measurement.
It's closer than I thought it was.
It's very close.
Oh, Eagle Eye Rollins
It's
calling it short.
Third and short upcoming here. Second and short, rather, I should say, after the pitch and catch from Gammon to Borders. They're on the Upperman 30-yard line, which is in Eli Gammon territory. He has a cannon for a leg.
They're definitely not thinking 3 right here. They're thinking 6.
Upperman with no timeouts remaining. Macon County still with 2 and 1:15 to go. Plenty of time for the Tigers. See if they go back to Zach Border or Gabe Borders at quarterback.
Well, and it's 2nd and 1, so you
sure
can take
are.
a shot right here.
It is Gabe Borders back at quarterback, right on cue. Upperman trying to get lined up to it. Late arriver on the other side. They run away from that side. Borders now in a foot race, and Theo Brown says, how do you do? I run a 4.5 40 and another late hit. Shoves him down out of bounds. Borders goes down, and a free first for the second time on the drive delivered. And another flag just came in, I think, even later than that.
So, Jeremy, what do we have here? If we've got a personal foul with the tackle out of bounds and then something on Macon after the play.
So, and we're not inside the 30, so if we have a dead ball on each, they'll offset. They didn't happen at the exact same time,
right.
So you wouldn't.
Personal foul. Personal foul. Upperman. Personal foul. About to be on Macon. Yep, Macon. Offset. And it is going to be third down. So that play is going to count? Is that the ruling?
The play
there?
will count because
Okay.
it's a dead ball. Now, ironically, if the ball was inside the 30, then you would mark those off in accordance of how they occurred, because you may be half the distance on the first one and a full 15 on the second one.
Dang.
So since we're outside the 30, they offset.
And maybe one of the only players who can keep up stride for stride with Gabe Borders, Theo Brown there on the edge, able to force him out.
It's a great play by him. Like you said, keeping leverage, getting him to the sideline. Just let it go when you get there.
Oh, this is a big play. Third down and 4.
4 down territory.
Gammon, the quarterback, has the snap. Hands off Zach Borders. He is cut down. Ethan Polk with a huge stuff. No gain on the play. Kyle Shoulders going to leave the offense on the field with 55, 54, and counting to go. It's 4th down and 4.
And to me, you put Gabe at quarterback and let him see what he can do. He's going to take a timeout and talk about it. We've got an injured Macon offensive line.
Yeah, he got rolled up on pretty rough, unfortunately, and you hate to see that because they just got this young man back. It's Gavin Johnson, was hurt in the preseason, and he got just completely rolled up on. One of those plays that's unavoidable on that line. I saw it, and I was hoping he was okay. Thankfully, he doesn't limp off the field under his own power, but he fought really hard to get back quickly, knowing the importance of this game tonight. 4th down and 4, and now the clock will run with 43 seconds to go. Kyle Shoulders has 2 timeouts remaining, but if he doesn't get it, he doesn't want Bronston Chaffin to have any time to go the other way. And it is loud in the Hive. 2 receivers to the right. Gammon has the snap. Hands off, and he is taken down. Nothing doing for Zach Borders. Walter Kane there defensively. Zach Maynard also in there on the tackle. And Upperman's defense with back-to-back stops, 23 seconds to go in the half, and the momentum has shifted back to the home side of the grandstands.
We got a ball game, folks.
You think Coach Shoulders may have seen the deep pass to Chaffin or to
Turnbow last week,
downfield?
you are not kidding.
From Chaffin to Turnbow?
Bronston Chaffin, he can throw it the length of this football field from where they are. Now, will they put it at risk is a totally different question, knowing they get the ball to start the second half. But he's shown a propensity to go for it so far in this game, him being Adam Kane. Chaffin breaks huddle. 2 receivers, or 1 receiver each way, I should say. He's got Polk with him in the backfield. He's going to throw it, dropping back, looking right, now steps up in the pocket, looking left, fires over the middle, incomplete. Turnbow came back. They were trying to hit Theo Brown, but he was boxed up by Zach Borders on the near side of your screen.
And this is going to be the only team around here that may be able to match up with Borders and Turnbow, with Theo Brown and Turnbow back there, just not get roasted. They didn't do anything special. They just manned up those guys on the outside and said, don't get beat deep.
2nd and 10. Upperman cannot stop the clock if something happens inbounds. So if Turnbow would have caught that, barring a huge catch and run, it would have been the end of the half.
Unless they could have got out and clocked it. They'd have been rolling, though.
One receiver each way. Chaffin going to be in the gun. 15 seconds to go in the half. 2 safety look here for Macon County. High snap, handoff to Polk. Polk breaks 1 tackle. Ethan Polk rumbling. Ethan Polk has a lot of room to run. Polk's to the 50. He's to the 45. Cuts upfield, and instead of getting out of bounds, it's going to end the half. 6 seconds. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Upperman trying to get onto it in a hurry. 6 seconds. They may get a spike here.
They can get it spiked, 100%.
They still haven't run the clock. Chaffin trying to get them lined up. They're just going to run a play. 5 seconds. 4, 3, and he is going to spike it with 2 seconds. 1, there should be a second on the clock, and they're on top of it down there. So they'll get a chance at a Hail Mary here. Ethan Polk with the biggest run of the game, and all of a sudden, Justin, 2 seconds from the head official. Upperman, we're going to have fun talking about this game at halftime because I don't think we're done yet in this ball game the way it's gone.
You know, they had a rule change 2 years ago where you could spike it in the shotgun. So that helped a lot of offenses stay in the offense that they normally run. Used to, you'd have to go back under center to be able to spike it.
We don't get to call a lot of Hail Marys in high school football. You're about to see one, though. And Macon County is going to play prevent with Gabe and Zach Borders back deep. Braylon Flowers there as well. This is the 3-up man defense if you play college football 25. And Upperman's got big receivers out there. Theo Brown among them.
Upperman looking for a catch or a penalty.
Snap taken, and we've got a flag. It's going to be another penalty. I'm not sure what it is here.
They've got 12.
They're counting them up, and Coach Kane is saying they've got 12. I don't know what the argument is from Coach Kane. They're going to call 12 men on the field against Upperman.
Yeah, they had 12 line up in the formation, 5-yard penalty. And the thing is you call that and stop it because if you don't catch it till the play runs, it turns into a 15-yard penalty.
3 receivers to the right, 2 seconds to go. This is going to be the last play of the half, barring a defensive penalty. And it's a false start. Chaffin was telling his receiver something, and everybody jumped, and now he's going to have to throw it a long way. Takes the relatively easy throw for his arm strength out of it. And it's going to be 2nd down and a mile, irrelevant. It's a Hail Mary upcoming here. And Coach Kane says run it again. He's frustrated, but they've weathered the tide for now. Macon still with the lead at 21-14. Stick around during the Happy Hiller halftime show. We got a lot coming up. We'll take you around the stand on the scoreboard as well. Chaffin has the snap, rolls to his right. Looking downfield, sets and fires way up into the air. 2 receivers there. Jump ball. Brown had a hand on it, but he was short anyway. And that brings us to the end of a very entertaining first half of football here in Baxter. Haymakers thrown by Macon County to open it. Upperman answers and are still in it. It's a 1-score game. We'll hear a word from our sponsors and come back with the Happy Hiller halftime show. This is the high school football game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment, and you're watching on Watson Chevy, UCR Media Network.
What if opportunity was all in a day's work?
We find new ways to make vacation dreams a reality. And that inspires me to do my best work every single day.
What if you can make a real impact in people's lives with a team that cares? What I do matters, not just for guests, but for my team. We rely on each other each and every day. What if your work inspired fun and moved people?
We put the world on vacation. Our job is to make people happy. Inspiring travelers around the world to live their best lives never stops being fulfilling.
At Travel and Leisure, what if can be what is. Stop wondering. Join the travel movement and start a career where memories start with you.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality family of services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
I work with Warren County Nursery here in McMinnville, Tennessee.
I'm very passionate about the hay because that's how I take care of my cows.
So I farm here with my dad.
We raise primarily corn, soybeans, and wheat.
By having that in my background and knowing what the customer expects, I know how to cater to the customer.
We're here to provide solutions for our customers.
Going through some of those challenging experiences help you understand maybe the position they're coming from.
Can I use your shower again? I can't find anyone to fix it over the weekend.
Yeah, but you should have just called my guy. Hey, Greg.
What's up, Luke?
Can you fix the shower today?
Absolutely. Even on Sunday?
Of course. No one should go without water. That's why we're here for you. 24/7, 365.
You look ridiculous.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Sonia Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonia handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonia Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
When you order delivery from Domino's, you can get more than just pizza for $6.99. You can get specialty chicken, savory pastas, oven-baked Parmesan bread bites, molten lava crunch cakes, and medium two-topping pizzas as well. We didn't stop at pizza, and you don't have to either.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student-athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this home on Meadow Road in Cookeville. With 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, this beautiful brick ranch could be your forever home. Call 931-979-1191 for more information and to schedule a showing, or visit chadandamycrouch.com. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Iron Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Iron Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with the UCR team on Tuesday nights at 7, live for the UCR Coaches Show from the rooftop. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Sports and Outdoors in Jamestown is the Upper Cumberland's best sporting goods store. From cleats to camping supplies and everything in between, this family-owned store has it all. Hall Sports and Outdoors is proud to support our community, including student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland. Stop in at 207 South Main Street or visit their website at hall42.com. Hall Sports and Outdoors is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear DJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future, it's what we do. Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Upperman football on UCR. Located at 755 Buffalo Valley Road in Cookeville, Gentry's Power Equipment is your local steel dealer. With a huge selection of outdoor power equipment, including chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, mowers, pressure washers, and more. They are your local one-stop shop for high-quality equipment. Locally owned and operated, Gentry's Power Equipment is proud to support Upperman Athletics and UCR.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. It's happyhiller.com. At the break, Macon County leads 21-14. It was 21-6. Now it's a one-score game. Upperman will get the ball to start the second half. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that. But first, time to take a look around the state at the scoreboard. Some interesting games. Big week, region week, beginning this week across the state. Jeremy, take it away, brother.
Well, first off, Saquon Barkley's got me 2 touchdowns in my fantasy league.
The league we're in together, I got Saquon. I'm playing against Coach Dodgen, tearing him up.
Get him.
The dumbest scoring in the history of fantasy football.
Well,
Kansas City's defense? Guess how many points Kansas City's defense scored for me? They gave up 20 points to Lamar Jackson, right? 102 fantasy points.
Well, I'm playing Rusty Ellis, and it's 202-9, and we each have one player that's played.
You ready for this one?
What?
I didn't realize it. This is the one I missed. It's point per tackle. 72 tackles, 72 points. God. Anyway, scoreboard.
So you want to draft a defense that's bad,
and the quarterback score. Yeah, because you get a bunch of tackles.
Yeah, they'll be on the field the whole game.
They lost 5 points for giving up 450 yards of offense.
Here we go.
Love you, Coach.
Coach Dodgen. Here we go. In a regular scored game, Knox Catholic is up 27-7. They score like if you get a touchdown, you get 6.
Oh, okay.
Extra
that
points like
sense.
1. You know, Dodgen, he's got something weird going on.
It's a fantasy league that Coach Dodgen is the commissioner of.
Memphis.
We're just giving him a hard time.
I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of this team, and you guys may help me. I swear it says Memphis Business is up 8-0 over Lewisburg, Mississippi.
I'm fully convinced it's not a real school. It's not a real place.
Football
Memphis
factory.
Business. Unica losing to
Sorry.
Twin.
What did you just say?
Unica. Is it Unica?
It's Unica.
This has
my
gone
friend.
from bad to worse.
It's Unica. Yes, it is Unica. Yes.
Can I say Unica?
Sure. From
that's
now,
fun.
I promise you we will from now on.
Oh, that's good. Losing to Twin Springs, Virginia, 33-20. Greenville, 46-0 over Cherokee. West Green, 21-13 over, who's your favorite?
Chucky Doak.
Chucky Doak.
Absolutely. Chucky Doak.
Probably what I'll say next.
Unica.
Cloudland up. I knew I'd messed up when you both laughed. I knew as soon as I said
We've got to
it.
clip that.
Oh, that's incredible.
As soon as I said it,
That's
I
going
knew
on
I
Twitter later
totally
tonight.
messed up.
Oh.
Hardin County, 28-15 over Cocke County. Cosby, 26-20 over Union County. David Crockett, 35-7 over Daniel Boone. Dobbins Bennett, 42-13 over Westridge. Elizabethton.
Nailed it.
You like that, don't you?
Nailed it.
57-6. Science Hill, 2014 over Jefferson County. North Green, 12-6 over Jellicoe, third quarter. A couple of finals. Morristown West, 20-14 over Tennessee. Johnson County, 54-0 over Claiborne.
What are we doing, Claiborne?
It's not good.
Losing to Johnson County, 54-0. Third quarter, Seymour, 28-14 over Northview Academy.
Seymour's a good team this year.
South Green final 42-0 over Cumberland Gap. Volunteers, Sullivan East knotted at 14 in the third quarter. Anderson County 35-18 over Bearden starting the fourth. South Doyle over Austin East 13-12 started the fourth. Potentially a team we could see next Friday night. Potentially. Bledsoe County 28-0 over Sell Creek start of the third quarter. Carter 21-7 over Gatlinburg-Pittman at halftime.
Which one of those teams are a potential game?
York plays Bledsoe County.
York plays
week.
Bledsoe. We're trying to figure out the game of the week.
There's an overwhelming likelihood that we're going to be making a return trip somewhere based on what's happened so far this evening. You'll see why in just a moment when you get to the bottom half of these score updates.
Cofield 60-0 over Greenback final. Knox West 35-3 over Farragut in the fourth quarter. Oliver Springs 26-7 over Harriman, third quarter. Halls and Fulton tied at 14. Final, Maryville 38-0 over Bradley Central.
They're good again.
And Bradley Central falls off the face of the earth.
Not having Boo Carter hurts.
Marcus Gore.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
That will put a dent in it. 22-20 Rockwood over Midway at the half. Oakdale up 26-0 over Sunbright. Oneida 13-0 over Eagleton Academy at halftime. Brandon Reevesville, Powell, 35-7 over Oak Ridge in the fourth.
Do you have any shots to throw at Brandon Reeves right now?
You know, he actually asked me today at work to be nice.
He's going to be that sensitive?
And listen, Justin, I know we don't work together anymore, but I'm going to tell you something we've done. We don't have any pictures hanging up where we're at in this little office, okay? But we have a nail that's really high on the wall, and we put stuff up there so Brandon can't reach it. So if it's something that Brandon doesn't need to read, or if it's confidential, or we just need to keep Brandon away from it so he doesn't mess it up.
Like the snacks?
Dude, he finds those. But we hang it on the nail up high so that he can't reach it.
He just can't get it. That makes a lot of sense.
Is what it is. Chattanooga Grace Baptist of Chattanooga 41-6 over Innovation Academy final.
Again, not a real place.
Those are fake schools.
Yeah. Marion County 28-0. Second quarter over Chattanooga Central. Chattanooga Prep over Brainerd 37-0.
Chattanooga Central is a real place.
Correct. Clinton 48-13 over Scott. Final. 2 0-2 teams battling it out. Coffee County 14-12. We're getting closer to home now. Here we go. Jordan Love just threw a 70-yard touchdown pass.
Don't play NFL football on Friday night, guys. Come on.
It's not for you.
Sacred
and also,
for
don't go to Brazil.
Football. What are we doing? They just banned Twitter down there, or X, or whatever it is.
Did they really?
Communists, yeah. Don't get me started.
Next score, please.
Hickson 43-12 over Ottawa.
My second favorite name.
So hold on. My push notifications say Jordan Love, 70-yard touchdown pass. My next push notification says Jordan Love is getting in the red zone. Yeah.
ESPN's a little late, probably.
Yeah, kind of silly. Clay County up 21-7 over Jackson County at the half. Morgan Wallenville 28-14 over Carnes right now. That's Gibbs and Knoxville. Sevier County 42.
Home McKinney Chesney also.
Home McKinney Chesney.
What are the odds of that?
It's wild. 48-0 Grundy County at the half over Lookout Valley.
Really?
Oakland up 35-6 at the half over Haywood.
Okay, can we talk about that real quick?
Oakland and Haywood, let's go.
My favorite people on a great website.
Besides Justin and I.
On a great website, right? Our friends at Coach T.
Okay.
Had for some reason decided that game was going to be relatively close. Never in a billion years was that game going to be relatively close. Let's just, come on. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just going to give my soapbox for a second. Oakland is on a different planet than every 4A
Haywood
team.
is a great 4A team.
Every 4A team is getting run by Oakland.
A 4A all-star team probably can't play with Oakland.
Correct.
An all-star team across the state might not.
Correct. I'm on my soapbox. I'm now off my soapbox. Just let's
Can I move
honest.
forward?
Yes.
Thank
please.
you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
South Pitt up 34-0 over Copper Basin. Tellico Plains 13-0 over Sweetwater at the half.
I don't know exactly what Tellico Plains' record is.
I'm trying to read these.
I just want to point out, because York's going to play Tellico Plains. They've had a turnaround there. Because last year, every week, Tellico Plains was getting smoked. Remember, that was the game York had like 70 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Tellico Plains, credit to them. They're on a turnaround there. That's one of the exciting scores every week, is hearing them be leading football games.
Cannon County 21-8, almost halftime over Cheatham County. Hey, listen, co-game of the week, White County Cookeville. I cannot wait to see how that plays out. 21-21 at the half. Stone Memorial up on Cumberland County 44-7. Giles County 27, Fayetteville 0, second quarter. Green Hill up 6-0 over Summit at the half. Sunshine Matheny has been introduced to the crowd. Ray County final 35-14 over Knox Central.
Did they just announce
Sunshine Matheny?
Sunshine Matheny
over the PA.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my.
I'll sign autographs after the game, folks.
Tremendous.
My son is refereeing tonight at Watertown. It is Watertown 14-12 over Sequatchie at the half.
Sorry to Hallie. She's not going to be able to hear us for a second.
Cornersville, it's tied 21-21 at the half. East Hamilton up 22-0 over Franklin County. Lincoln County 14-13 over Lawrence County. Liberty Creek up on Smith County 17-12. Man, are they playing in the Eastern time zone? I know they're not, but there's 1 minute to go in the third quarter. 17-12.
Bobby's wanting his airtime out here tonight.
Rollins. We're going to get that camera kind of low so we can look at
I'm
him
telling
in
you
the
right
face.
now, this little hub that we got is not liking how long this game's going, so we can
get it going.
Pick up the pace a little bit here. I'm having to move stuff around, make sure we're in good plugs.
Richland 28-16 over Wayne County at the half. I'm going to skip through a few of these. Gleason and Hollow Rock Brewston, I don't really know. Be a good game to watch. Blackman Ravenwood 7-7, almost halftime. I'm sure
that surprises me that's that close. Ravenwood has kind of emerged this year over there.
Sure.
And we have a score update from Cookeville. Justin, did that just come in? Or is it still
no,
the same as before?
Same as
before. And that's what I get for trying to read over your shoulder.
And Mr. McKay, we get down to the Division II scoreboard, and I'll let you give that update.
We're not worried about Division II. Congratulations on your money. At the break here, guys, let's talk a little bit about this. Hallie, if you can hear me, you can kick your microphone on, and I'll be able to hear you. So, but guys, in this moment, guys and gal, very interesting. All making the start. I said it kind of felt like the Stone Memorial game here where Stone got just blitzed out from Jump Street. First offensive play for Upperman, a fumble. Macon County scores on their first two drives. It was not pretty for Upperman. Macon County's got to feel good about having the lead, but they did not get the kill shot they were looking for a couple of times in that half.
And I would love to hear from Hallie. I don't know if she can hear me. If she can't, you can tell her what I'm asking.
She can. She's not
it's
in her
just
head, yes.
The temperature of that sideline. You're on the Upperman sideline over here. Just what was going on? I'm sure it was pretty chaotic. Coach Kane looked very displeased at different times down there.
I think that the Upperman players were very I mean, they came off the field cussing. I mean, they were screaming.
Please don't say what they said.
I'm not. No, definitely not. I cannot repeat those words. Coaches were screaming, saying choice words as well. But as soon as they clicked, like as soon as I think it was the
big third down play.
Yeah, the big third down play. As soon as that play was over, the mood changed completely. Fans are back in it, coaches are back in it, players are back in it, and they still had the whole length of the field to go, but they were all back in it at that point. But right before that, it was like there wasn't even a game going on over here.
Wow. I mean, I think we could kind of sense that a little bit up here because if you don't mind, though, I'll just go through the scoring recap. To start off the game, Macon County gets the ball. They go 9 plays and cap it off at the 6:46 mark with a Gammon quarterback sneak there to go up 7-0. And then just Upperman's first offensive play to start the game. They fumble the ball, a little running back exchange issue there in the backfield. Macon picks it up, and it takes them 2 or 3 plays to score there on a Gabe Borders quarterback power run. And we've seen them Macon put Gabe back in there at quarterback a little more than maybe we thought. Upperman, after reeling, being down 14-0, they put together a 9-play, 53-yard touchdown drive to get it to 14-6, where Bronson Chaffin took it in from 6 yards out to get it there. And then they missed the extra point, so they're down there. And then Macon, 1-play touchdown run of a 61-yard from Gabe Borders, and he looked like Reggie Bush out there a couple of times, just making people miss, cut back across the grain. And that was all in the first quarter, so we're sitting there 21-6. Upperman gets the ball back, and they wind up having to punt. And I think we all felt the game kind of slipping from Upperman at that point, being down 21-6. Really expected them to go down the field and score, but Upperman's defense really bowed up there. Upperman winds up having the ball here with 8:05 to go in the second quarter. It's 4th and 5 from their own 25-yard line, and they go for it. Jeremy, you're trying to chime in here.
All I'm going to point out to you is a score update in Cookeville. It's 28-21 Cavs, 5:20 to go in the third. Long drive to start the third quarter by the Cavaliers.
So, and going through the rest of that drive, they go for it on 4th and 5 from their own 25-yard line. They pick it up. They follow that up with a false start, get it to 3rd and 13, hit a smash route there to Johnson over the top from Bronson Chaffin, and that's what Hallie was talking about, the signs of life back in that team. They go in, punch it in, go for 2, pick that up as a 21-14 game, and the Upperman defense really keeping Macon out of the end zone right before halftime there. Huge stop from those guys.
Stats from that first half, courtesy of Melinda Warren, doing a great job here. We appreciate that. Both teams rushed 21 times in the first half. Upperman 117 yards, Macon 166, albeit a lot of those yards on that long touchdown rush by Gabe Borders.
I wouldn't have guessed Upperman had 100 yards rushing in that first half. A lot of that came on that big 14-play drive.
Bronson Chaffin, 2 of 6 throwing for 55 yards. Came on a big one to Colton Johnson, 1 catch for 39 yards in that first half. The biggest discrepancy on the stats, 3 penalties for Macon, 8 for Upperman. And the vast majority outside of the last drive where they had a couple of extra curriculars were pre-snap penalties. And those are what will drive Coach Kane crazy.
Right. But you can live with a late hit, something on the sideline that's close. You can live with those things. It's those procedural penalties before the snap that you just coaches pull their hair out and lose their minds over.
Interesting. What do you think the discussion is right now for Macon County? Knowing they have to go on defense first here. If they get a stop, they get all the momentum, they can try and get it back to 2 possessions. But if Upperman goes down and scores, you got a whole new ball game. You really got a 20-minute sprint to the finish.
To me, you're preaching how do you respond to adversity. You were up, you were in the catbird seat in this game. You're up 21-6, and you've let them back in it. If they go down and score, do not fold your tents. We're just in a dogfight. That's all it is. And I know your goal is to make them go 3 and out, get the ball back, score, whatever, but you've just got to be realistic here. If they do go down and score, keep your head up. Let's ride.
2 quarters to decide a winner. Huge postseason implications in this football game here tonight.
Hey, you've probably undersold that a little bit. I'm not underselling anybody in this region, but it may be 2 quarters to decide a region champion who's got home field in the playoffs.
And if they meet again in the playoffs, the winner of this game very likely has home field advantage in that game. There's a big difference between playing here and playing at Pat Parker Memorial Field in the heart of downtown Lafayette. We welcome you in, whether you're watching live on the UCR Facebook page, listening on 106.1 The Eagle, watching on the UCR Face or YouTube channel. If you're watching on the Hub Plus Roku app, Jason just sent me a picture of it. Looks awesome as always there. If you have Twin Lakes or Spectrum, channel 192 there, we welcome you in tonight. I'm Noah McKay, joined by Justin Matheny. Special main event, Justin Matheny is here. That's how you know it's a big game. Jeremy Tollison is here. Hallie Ledbetter's on the sideline. The lovely Madison McKay producing things for us. Once again here, Upperman to receive the kickoff, but we've already seen one pseudo onside kick from Macon. They recovered it, but it got called back due to an offsides. We'll see if they try to go back to the well a little bit and steal another possession.
And that's what you were saying, put them away, put your foot on the throat. When they went for that and got it, they wound up just being offsides. That was the haymaker. That was a knockout punch. They didn't get – I mean, they got it. They had to go back because of the penalty and just kick it deep, change the complexion of the game.
Score update, Ryan Lyons, a 50-yard touchdown catch from Jordan Parker to Cobb County starting to roll. They're up 28-8 at Livingston tonight. Sorry, Hallie. They'll kick right to left if you're envisioning it on your radio dial. It's fun to say that. I feel like Mike Keith when I get to say that. Growing up, that was the gold standard.
Still is.
I was about to say,
absolutely.
Nothing's changed there.
Macon County on to kick it away. And here we go. This one is going to be a deep kick, going to be fielded by Carmine Phillips at about the 10-yard line. Phillips setting up the return to the 15. He sprints upfield. Watch out! Carmine Phillips with a skip onto the 40, 45-50, 45-40, cuts upfield past Gabe Borders to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, and he's tripped up with a shoestring tackle. Here comes Upperman. Carmine Phillips with a 70-yard return. Braylon Flowers saved the kick 6. But it's 1st and 10, Upperman, 1st and goal, Upperman on the 7.
And here's what we got here. Great effort there by Gabe Borders to slow him down enough. Uh-oh. Man, this is coming back. Got a block in the back.
I think it was late. We'll see. I think it was a very late penalty. It is. It's a block in the back. We'll see where they mark it off from. Did you see where it was, Jeremy? I don't see a flag down to our left.
It's got to be on the up. It's right there on the 12.
Yeah, so it's not going to push him way back, but it is going to back him out of the red zone. It's still a tremendous return, and it's 1st and 10 Upperman on the 23-yard line after the return for Carmine Phillips. You called him electric. Justin. He looked electric on that return.
He was flying. And a good cutback on Borders, too. Gabe had the angle, and he hit the back on him.
Bronston Chaffin trying to potentially tie the game. 2 receivers to the left. He has the high snap, tips it to himself. He's going to keep it himself. This may be a broken play, but Bronston Chaffin says he doesn't care. Jukes upfield to the 15. The snap was tipped up, and he was able to corral it, get forward, and now another late flag, 3 of them. And this is going to be on Macon County. In there with the hand straight up in the air was Cooper Carlisle, and the official was giving him an earful in there. So we'll wait and see who this one is on.
As an official, whenever you see the hands up in the air, you're telling on yourself.
It is on Macon County, and that will be an automatic. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. First down, they are into the Baxter Family Dentistry and Twin Lakes Catfish Farm Red Zone.
I hate to correct you, Noah. Not an automatic first down. That's in college
I knew as soon
and the
as
pros.
I said it, I knew it.
But the yardage produces a first down.
Before you were here, I could have said that, and nobody would have said anything.
I said it. I would say it at home.
Oh, man. 2 to the left.
I can't let something
I'm
like that
screwed.
slide. We got to hold each other accountable here.
I appreciate the accountability.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got something to call you out on then.
Unaka. Here we go.
It's a snap taken. Handoff goes to Ethan Polk. Polk rumbles to the 5. He's pushing the pile forward near the goal line. Down just short. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. Your kid had offensive pass interference 2 years ago on a blatant push-off, or you would have lost your first flag football game. Remember that, official. Just saying.
I don't remember that.
I'm sure you
Actually,
don't.
I do remember that.
It was the most blatant thing I've ever seen. You ever broken a clipboard at upward flag football? Because I have. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. What a battle that was. 2 receivers out to the left. Upperman trying to go in for potentially the game-tying score, trailing by 1. Or 7, I should say. Chaffin has the snap. Going to hand off to Ethan Polk. Give him 6. Touchdown, Upperman. All bets are off. We got a brand new bowl game, and they are going to kick the extra point and try and tie the game with the sophomore Austin Roberts. Ethan Polk with the 931 Sports Cards Collectibles and EJ's Barnes touchdown.
What a huge drive to open the second half off of that kickoff return by Carmine Phillips. Something I'm watching, the snaps. I don't know if it's been this way all year. The snaps are awful. They're all over the place right now.
It is not. It wasn't like that last week.
Austin Roberts on for the extra point. Big one here. Missed one earlier. This one is up, and it is good. Macon County came out with their hair on fire. They led 15 points at 21-6. They led 14-0. It's 21-21, and with 10:44 to go in the second half, 2 of the top teams in the state are set for a war.
And Noah, you asked me just a minute ago about what are you're telling your guys over here if you're Macon County. It's obviously, hey, we want to come out, get a stop, get the ball back. But if they score, let's not hang our – you've not beat these guys. None of these kids have ever beat this Upperman team. Don't let that doubt creep in. You had them where you wanted them in the first half. You know what you're doing is working. And we talked about it off air. The wing tee stuff they've not even got to. So do they go to that here to start the second half? Because some of what they were doing in the first half kind of quit working there with the last few minutes to go.
Jeremy, you get that score update on Cookeville. Cookeville Sparta, important one there.
Here we go. Blake Owen lines up at tailback, takes the handoff, goes off tackle right for a Cavs touchdown from 4 yards. 35-22 Cavs now with 58 seconds going to third quarter.
Sparta's looking for a little trip pinion magic now.
Got to be 35-20. That's got to be a typo because it's 20. Last time it was 21-21 at halftime. So that's probably a typo.
Probably a typo.
From Colin.
Yeah.
All good. Colin doing a great job producing there. as this kick is away. Spinning end over end. It's going to be fielded by Gabe Borders. They kicked it to Gabe Borders. He's at the 25, and look out. Borders cuts upfield. Huge mistake, but Gunner Block makes a huge tackle. 5'4", 125 pounds. I asked his coach about him last week, and he said he's earned the right to be on the football field. Doesn't matter how big he is. He makes a touchdown-saving tackle. Good return for Gabe Borders. 1st and 10 Tigers on their own 37.
And with the officials trying to keep control of this game, Block has to be very careful.
I thought a flag was coming out.
With getting in the face of Borders there.
I thought a flag was coming out. Now Macon's offense is 0 for their last 2 drives after going 3 for 3 on their first 3. 1st and 10, and it's about to be a madhouse from the 37. This is as loud as you're going to find a 4A building. And it's Borders at quarterback again. Gabe Borders shotgun snap, hands to Zach. We've got a whistle and a stoppage. And it is offsides against Upperman. So that'll back them up 5 yards or add 5 yards for Macon and make it 2nd and 5, or 1st and 5, rather.
Jeremy, why did they not just let that play, and then why did they blow that one dead?
Because it's the high school rule. And that's another thing that Noah and I talked about last week. Seriously, I wish that a lot of these rules would become uniform across the NFL, college, high school, because there's so much confusion.
I think that one is more, you don't want to have as few judgment calls as you can have with how many officials we have to have is probably a good thing in high school, as opposed to the professionals that are getting very well paid.
And some of the misconceptions are such as uncatchable passes and things of that nature. There's just a lot of fans, and honestly some coaches and players get confused on that.
And for the first time tonight, we have a cramp. One of the Bees is down cramping on the field, and we know that because he put his legs straight up into the air and everyone started stretching him out, and we've seen enough football to know that's not speculation. He's cramping.
And I will say for the Macon fans at home watching this one, Gavin Johnson back out there at center for Macon. He's walking around a little gingerly. You can tell he's gotten it out. It's huge for them because when he went out of the game, the offense kind of sputtered there for Macon County, so let's just see how he's looking going forward.
That's Israel Alvarez, the center and defensive lineman. They need him on offense. Gingerly limping off the field with that cramp. And, yeah, you mentioned Johnson, and he was a critical player. He was a little sloppy against Westmoreland, particularly in the first half, and Coach Schulter said missing him was very important in the middle of that line. The center, very important, especially the way they run the football on offense. Noted quarterback, Gabe Borders. Sure looks like he's going to be a quarterback here because Luke Gammon's not on the field. 1st down and 5 after the penalty and the cramp from the 42-yard line of Macon County. 10:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. It is raucous again with the milk jugs. And I don't say that lightly. Borders takes the snap, hands to Zach. Zach looking around right side. Upperman has been much more ready for it the past few drives, but they only need 5. They get 3, so it's 2nd and 2. And that's where those penalties are so big. Gunner Block with another tackle. Upperman with now 9, 7 of which by my count, pre-snap penalties.
And right there for Macon, you're
10
just
actually,
getting
my apologies.
Outside zoner stretch there to the wide side of the field, and all Zach Borders was doing was just looking for a crease to get north and south and hit it. Upperman, again, doing a lot better job after the first quarter, not getting pushed around as much as by this Macon offensive line.
2nd down and 2 upcoming here for Macon County. Quarterback is Gabe Borders. They're going to run it, we imagine, every time out of this, but we've seen crazier things. Snap taken, play fake. Borders keeps around right side, breaks one tackle, then runs into a brick wall. Cavalry arrives, takes him down, but he's into Upperman territory as Macon tries to regain the lead. They have not trailed tonight. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers on the Upperman 46.
And that's you're just in a rock and a hard spot there if you're the Upperman defense. Which one of those Borders kids you want to play? It's kind of a lose-lose. You just try to play the most sound defense you can and not let Gabe or Zach get out and hit the big one. Make them go 10, 12, 15 plays down the field. I know that was Coach Kane's game plan going into this one.
Yeah, Coach Kane told me that this morning. He wanted them to have to go long, sustained drives down the field, eliminate the explosives. We saw them fail to do that in the first half. This environment is awesome. Absolutely awesome. And we're screaming it, and people are here. Crazy. 2 good teams. What's happened? This is what happens. 1st and 10 from the 47. Gabe Borders takes snap. Going to play fake, keep it himself, and he is cut. Gets away from Walter Kane, then runs into the teeth of the defense. They rip him down. Turns a loss of a couple. Thought he was dead to rights in the backfield. Instead gets 2. That's the elusiveness of Gabe Borders.
Yeah, and so 2 plays in a row. They faked it to Zach, hitting the quarterback counter out the backside. First time it was a little more there. That time Walter Kane shot the gap, followed the pullers, almost had Gabe down for a tackle for loss. But like you said, the elusiveness, his balance is very impressive. Put his hand down, stayed up, took it as a 5-yard swing from a 3-yard loss to a 2-yard gain.
Big crowd on YouTube as well. More than 1,000 devices between just those 2 places watching this game live.
Gammon back. Nope.
Zach Borders, the quarterback, has the snap. He can throw. He's going to keep it himself around the right side, and he will be taken down after a gain of maybe 3. 4-down territory here for Macon as it's 3rd down, and we'll say 4. There on the tackle, again, is Colton Johnson. And this place is about to turn into a madhouse. 3rd and 4 here for Macon. They're on the Upperman 41.
Colton Johnson is a super impressive, good-looking young sophomore player. He makes plays all over the field.
And those are the kind of kids that catch your eye.
Absolutely.
If you're recruiting. 3rd and 4.5. Still Borders at quarterback. It's Gabe now. Will he try and throw it? It's over his head. Deep snap. It's a foot race now. Watch out, though. Gabe Borders has it. He's hit, and he's taken down. Huge loss on the play. And Upperman's about to get the football back on the errant snap. Up and over the head. And all of a sudden, the mistakes Upperman was making in the first half, Macon County starting to make here. Jude Fitzpatrick with the speed hawks down Gabe Borders in the backfield. If you are watching on Facebook, I need you to hit share. I know how people think, and when this game was 15-0, 14-0, everybody tuned out. Now is the time they need to get back here. It is a dogfight again, as we expected it could be. Brody Fry back deep to punt. Upperman tries to set up the return potentially. Phillips calls for a fair catch, bobbles it and has it down at the 26. Special teams great for Macon as usual. Brody Fry with a good punt. But for the first time in the game, Upperman has a drive to take the lead, and Bronsden Chaffin will lead his troops out.
And if you're a Upperman fan at home, if you're in here, you're torqued up right now because this game you were dead to rights, and talk about a lot of grit and determination for this team to hang in there and not fold the tents.
And if you're Macon County, this drive feels pivotal, Justin.
Yeah.
Because it can start to roll the other way in a hurry.
The momentum has definitely swung to the home sideline over here.
First and 10 Upperman. They're on their own 26. Bronsden Chaffin has Ethan Polk on his right. There are Mr. Football contenders all over this field tonight. One of them has the ball, hands off to Polk. Polk spins off one tackle. Now he's ripping away from others. The pileup arrives. He got 2. Similar to what we saw with Gabe Borders. Got hit in the backfield and got away. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And really, both these teams now are settled in. I look for it to be hard for both of them to move the ball here in the second half. Someone's going to have to bust a big play. Someone's going to step up.
Remember that kickoff return kicked off this half for Upperman. They only had to go 21 yards.
Exactly right.
There's a big difference between that and having to go 80. They gave him 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7. And they are now packing the box. Upperman, they said, okay, it was cute for a while, but now they're going to get back to their roots potentially. Macon County loading the box defensively. Phillips in motion. They're going to hand it to him on the sweep. Bounces off one tackler. Now Waits gets to the edge. Phillips now tries to reverse. Macon County there. He breaks another tackle. Carmine Phillips breaks another. He's still on his feet. To the 30, to the 35. My goodness. B is a bit slow to get up there on the field, but he is okay. It's Polk. Carmine Phillips was hit 18 times, but got 6. It's 3rd down and 2. Brody Fry there defensively.
And that should have been a loss, a run for loss, or right there stopped at the line of scrimmage, and Phillips just kept it going, kept those legs churning, never went down. And
he was one tackler away from cribbing that.
He was about out.
And that's the thing with this Upperman squad. You see a lot of Borders for Macon, and rightfully so. A lot of weapons for this Upperman team that they try to mix it up to. But it all starts with their signal caller. Big play for both teams. 3rd down and 2 on the 35-yard line. Chaffin has the shotgun snap, hands to Polk. Big hole to rumble through, and he's cut down. What a tackle. Shooting up in there to take him down is Isaac McClard, the senior. That was a fantastic open field tackle. This depends on the spot. It's very close, and they're going to measure this.
Wow, what a tackle. That's as impressive of a tackle in the hole that you'll see all year.
He went right in the perfect spot, waist high, and took him out. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's about a half yard short.
We're playing tackle football tonight, and you would imagine Coach Kane's going to leave the offense on the field here, needing half a yard.
You know what? He went for it on 4th and 5 at his own 25. I venture to say we're going to see some kind of wedge play with Brian.
Bronston Chaffin going to run forward.
Just give me the ball. And if I'm him, I probably.
So Jeremy says half a yard short. I see why he said that. I think he's right. I got glasses this year. It's amazing how much better I can see. That's close. Oh, that is so close. And it is a Baxter Pharmacy and Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate first down. No Gene Steratore index card needed on that one. We were wrong, Jeremy.
I missed it.
What you got, Justin, in the Cookeville game?
White County's got it within a score.
Trip Pinion throws across his body on a fade route to Gage Stevenson, and it's 35-28. Middle of the fourth quarter. Look out over on UCR2. And this is why we build them as co-games of the week. We look silly for a minute, but now we're back. 2 to the right. Chaffin takes the snap on first down. Cuts upfield, breaks one tackle. Bronston Chaffin, another touchdown-saving tackle, this time by Braylon Flowers, but Chaffin rumbles for 7, and it's 2nd and short, and all of a sudden, Upperman's offense is starting to move on the ground down the field.
Starting to move and starting to get some movement on that, on that Macon defensive line. They were not moving them at all. Macon was penetrating, getting upfield, making it extremely hard for Chaffin or Polk or whoever was back there doing anything. Now we're seeing that Upperman offensive line starting to lean on them.
It's 2nd down and 2 upcoming here. There was a new stream over on UCR2. I just reshared it, but they are on 3 rather. They're live from Livingston. Chaffin, the hole closed quickly, but Bronston Chaffin at 6'4", 225, got forward progress for a Baxter Pharmacy. And Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, first down. Mentioned earlier, I want to shout out our newest all-inclusive sponsors at UCR. Tee Up, located just down the street. If you're like me, you love golf, it's getting colder outside. It's about to be not golf weather. It is at Tee Up. Great place to work on your game. Very nice facility. Trust me, you're going to want to go and check it out. It's worth your time there. They're one of our newest all-inclusive sponsors alongside the Real Estate Collective. Very happy to have them along with us, a great network of realtors across the Upper Cumberland. We welcome them on at our top sponsorship tier.
We love Amber, Lynn, not so much.
2 receivers to the left. Chaffin with another high snap, this time hands to Polk. Polk bounces behind the tacklers, now rumbles forward. Ethan Polk starting to run like Ethan Polk again. It's a gain of 6. And I don't know what was said at halftime, Justin, but this is a much more familiar Upperman team, and Macon County's going to have to figure out a way to slow them down.
Well, it's a lot of things we can't say on air, I can promise you that, but they are starting to mash what we're used to seeing out of these guys. I was just shocked at how flat they were to start this game, Upperman was, and they've settled in. And they may have taken Macon's best punch they can throw, and they're driving here to take the lead.
2nd and 4. Macon County says not so fast. 2:40 to go. Time ticking away now in this third quarter. It's going to get late in a hurry. We'll remind you what happened last year after this play. Snap taken. Play fake. Chaffin around left side. He's got room to run. Accelerates through the dirt. Chaffin rumbles forward for another big gain. And it's another Baxter Pharmacy and Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate first down. Braylon Flowers there defensively. Remember a year ago, less than a year ago, the last home game here for Upperman, Macon County scored with 11 minutes to go in the game to cut it to 3. And they never touched the football again. No doubt Kyle Shoulders remembers drives are at a premium from here on out in this ball game.
And that like we said, as much as Upperman's kind of opened the offense the first 2 weeks, when it's gotten crunch time down here, what have they done? They've lined up and they've mashed the football. They're running Bronston now a lot more than they have in the past. The run game is starting to pick back up.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Chaffin going to be in the gun here. Polk on his left side. Macon desperate to force a turnover. Snap taken. Play fake. Chaffin keeps it himself up the middle. Bronston Chaffin jump cuts. Now rumbles into some hard-hitting tacklers. Gets forward for a gain of 8. And this big man is starting to pound the rock. 2nd and 3 upcoming here for the Bees.
And that's the thing. He's probably out. You know, Carmine's had a couple big explosive runs, some runs where he's made something out of nothing. But tonight, Bronson Chaffin has been their most consistent runner of the football, especially between the tackles.
Time ticking away, and now that patented run the play clock down, break the huddle, get up and snap it for the Bees as there's 1:13 and counting to play in the third. Second down and a long 2, which is just announcer speak for 2nd and 3. Chaffin has the snap, going to give to Polk. Polk with blockers in front, jumps through the hole, and it's another Baxter Pharmacy. And Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, first down, and they are into the Twin Lakes Catfish Farm and Baxter Family Dentistry red zone. Hunter Jones there on the tackle defensively.
And if you just look across the way, the press box over here on the home side, that's a flat sideline, maybe a little dejected sideline right now.
We'll talk to Hallie coming up at the beginning of the fourth quarter, because I imagine it's a different feeling down there on that sideline right now than it was, as she gives a nod of the head yes just a few minutes ago. 1st and 10, Upperman. Macon County's desperate to bow up and get a stop right now. 27 seconds. This could be the last play of the quarter. Chaffin. Is it him or Polk?
Chaffin
has the snap. It's Chaffin around left side. Chaffin gets forward. Cavalry arrives for Macon, but again, he falls forward for a gain of 4. That's going to be the last play of the third quarter. Upperman took a haymaker from Macon. They've tied the game, and now they're driving to try and take their first lead. We'll have the finish when we come back. This is the high school football game of the week, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Live Oak Insurance and Financial is home to your trusted local insurance professionals. Their experts are here to provide guidance and options to fit your home, life, health, and business insurance needs. And with the Medicare enrollment period coming soon, they're here to answer your questions. Call 931-367-5483 to set up an appointment today. Live Oak Insurance and Financial is proud to sponsor student athletes in the Upper Cumberland and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
One quarter to go in Baxter. It's the high school football game of the week, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. And Upperman has a 2nd and 6 inside the red zone there on the Macon County 14-yard line. The Tigers desperate for a stop because it has been all Bees. They've rattled off 15 unanswered, looking to make it 22.
And as up and down as that first half was, this is Upperman's second possession of the game. Macon's only had the ball one time in the second half.
And it did not result in points. It resulted in a punt.
Yep.
Still, Upperman can't make it a 2-possession game, so Macon's going to have a chance to go and work something down the other side of the field. And now we're ready for play, and it is 22 bodies in the box. Old school football. Bronson Chaffin rumbling all over the football field in the second half. Has the snap. Hands to Ethan Polk. Breaks one tackle. Is spun down forward. He'll be just short. It'll be 3rd and short here. Nice open field tackle for Hunter Jones as he got a hold of the big Ethan Polk. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Make it 3.
And you said it, there were 22 hats in the box right there. What I'm calling pro gun, you've got a quarterback, a running back, a tight end, and 2 receivers out there. But they were all tight. They've been spread out a lot tonight. They're all in there right beside the tackles.
Some comments about Macon County not kicking the field goal late in the first half. Listen, that's a 50-plus yard field goal. 4th and 4, more likely to make that than any 50-plus yard field goal at any level of football. Bronson Chaffin has the snap. He's keeping it himself. He's got the first down. Bronson Chaffin moves the chains for another Baxter Pharmacy. And Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate. First down for the Upperman Bees, who are now leaning forward, eerily similar to what we saw a week ago, with a different score because of the start, but starting to assert their will in the run game. 1st and goal from the 8 for the Bees, who, unless they go backwards somehow, know they have 4 downs to go for it. They're not going to trot the kicking unit on here.
Yeah, I think it's straight 4-down territory.
Chaffin in the gun. He's running that play clock down. Has the snap, and it goes through his hands. Goes back to grab it. Chaffin picks it up, and now he chucks it. There's a receiver open. It's Theo Brown. Chaffin didn't realize he was open. It would have been the easiest touchdown of the year. Instead, it's 2nd and goal. Both teams have had errant snaps throughout tonight's game. That one was nearly a disaster for Upperman and then nearly a disaster for Macon County.
Wow. And I'll tell you, just the awareness, I don't know, probably not a call pass right there, but just for him to get the ball and chuck it and it be an incomplete pass, loss of 0 instead of a loss of 15 or 20, that's saving points right there.
And you also, he's lucky there's a receiver there too, because the penalty there is from the spot of the throw, 5 yards, loss of down. So big play, big play.
2nd and goal. Snap taken. Handoff to Paul. Paul rumbles to the 5. He's being pushed forward. He's just short. It's 3rd and goal from the 2. And now buckle your chin straps, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2 top 5 teams in the state. It's 2 yards with potentially the game on the line as we tick to 10:20 to go in the ball game. We're playing tackle football tonight in Baxter.
It's been a physical game on both sides of the ball.
Chaffin breaks huddle, and I bet he keeps it, but I've been wrong before. Walter Kane, the fullback, in front.
Unbalanced here from Upperman. They're running this thing right.
Chaffin. He certainly is, and he cuts to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Upperman. A 74-yard touchdown drive capped off with their first lead of the game. It's an E.J. Barnes and 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles touchdown for Bronston Chaffin.
15-play drive there from the Upperman Bees. There was 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter when they got the ball. We've got 9:52 here in the 4th, and Macon's reeling.
Roberts on for the extra point. This is a big one. Roberts awaits. Snap, set, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Upperman trailed this game 21-6. They've rattled off 22 unanswered points, and they now lead 28-21. And for a program that has not beaten this team since 2004, a team that knows this is probably their best shot to win a state championship, it is gut check time for the Macon County Tigers on the road in what is about to be a complete madhouse on the ensuing series.
And we talked about it earlier. Macon's only had 1 drive in the second half. They've only ran 5 plays here in the second half offensively. That defense has been on the field a long time. They've got a bunch of kids going both ways. Just looking over there, I see a lot of hands on the hips right now. They're trying to catch their wind. They've got to have an answer right here, because if they wind up punting, they're probably not getting the ball back the rest of the game.
28-21 our score, 9:52 to go, and I'm reminded of something we said. We said Macon didn't want to get into the 30s, and then we joked late in the first quarter when they were already at 21 and said, well, they're going to get there. Since then, Upperman's defense has not allowed a point.
Announcer, Jeets.
Roberts on to kick it, and this is the ultimate equalizer for Macon County. Back deep to receive. Gabe Borders, Zach Borders could tie the game with one fell swoop the other way.
Do not kick it to him. Let's just call it what it is. Kick it out of bounds.
They kicked it to Deuce Edwards last week, and he made them pay. Cribbed it. See if they kick it again. They've kicked it to him all night.
That's a cool name.
It is a cool name. Also not his real name, but it's cool. It's a good name for number 2.
I messed up with Mac. I should call him Deuce.
Roberts is going to kick it, and he's going to kick it right to Gabe Borders. Fields it at the 20. Get your popcorn ready. Cuts up field to the 25. Borders gets hit and stapled.
Great coverage.
They shut us up real quick. 1st and 10, Macon on the 32, and it's gut check time. They need points. Stick around post game. Sorry, Justin. During the Quality Family and American Farmhouse post game show, Hallie will be joined by the winning coach, who I'm sure will have a lot to say after this game. We'll also, of course, recap the game, and we'll remind you to join us on the Friday Night End Zone show, which will be very eventful, coming up after the conclusion of all the games this evening. And it's back to Gabe Borders, easy for me to say, in the backfield as the Milk Jugs rise to life. Snap taken. Play fake. Gabe Borders keeps it around right side, and the Turf Monster got him. Assist to Gunnar Block, who has been sensational on defense in this football game, guys. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, and really after that first quarter where it was an onslaught, the Upperman defense has really, really settled in, kept the ball in front of them, not giving up explosives. And like you said right there, Turf Monster got Gabe a little bit, but he had a defender right there making him plant and cut.
9:18 and counting to go in the ball game. It's 28-21 Upperman. They scored 22 unanswered. It was the biggest deficit they've had in the region under Coach Kane, including the game they lost.
Here comes the wing stuff.
Wing T for the first time tonight. Luke Gammon's under center. Takes the snap, turns and hands. Underneath, it goes to Borders. Gabe Borders with a hole. He cuts one through tackler. Now he breaks another. He's stapled from behind. They go to the trickeration out of the wing T. And Gabe Borders a bit slow to get up. He got hit hard in the back. And now he's helped back up to his feet. And they're going to have him take a play off to get looked at as he got crunched. But they go to the wing T for the first time. You knew Kyle Shoulders was waiting on it. Theo Brown with the crunch.
Yeah, and it's kind of gone opposite of what I thought. I thought we'd see Macon line up in that stuff to start the game and go to the spread, the gun run stuff later if it wasn't working. They started in the gun run stuff. It worked. Now that Upperman's got that figured out, they've gone back here to the wing team for the first time tonight.
1st and 10, Macon County. They're on the Upperman 42. Best chance they've had in a long time. Going back in the wing T. Under center is Luke Gammon. Brennan Flowers is behind him. Turn handoff to Zach Borders. Borders gets hit at the line, dives forward to about the 36, and then Gunnar Block fell down on him. Block's a bit slow to get up, but he's all right. Gain of about 6, maybe 7. 2nd down and manageable coming here. Macon County trying to answer as we go to 8:20 to play.
And Gabe Borders coming back in, but when you're in the wing T stuff, if you can just stay on schedule, if you can get 3.5 yards of play, you're going to be in 4th and 1 or less every play, and you're just going to go for it. That's what those offenses do. I'm interested to see how long they stay in it. It's worked for 2 plays in a row.
2nd and 4. They tried to lull Upperman into a false sense of security with all the option stuff. Under center. Snap taken. Handoff. Goes to Borders again. This is Zach Borders. Breaks one tackle. Now they're ripping at the football. He hangs on to it. Whistle blows. It's a 1st down for Macon County. Score update. Antonio Purvis with a touchdown catch from Trip Pinion. Missed extra point. 42-34. Cookeville leads White County.
So you're going to miss your pick.
I picked 42-35. I thought it was going to hit. Andrew Bohan there defensively on the stop. At 1st down, Macon County, they got to lead this with 7 points at least. They may go for 2. We'll wait and see.
And that's just old school buck sweep there out of the wing T, trying to get Upperman running sideline to sideline. Did a good job, though, stringing it out. Zach Borders got enough for the 1st down.
One receiver out to the right side. Under center in the wing T, Luke Gammon. And handoff goes underneath. Brennan Flowers, first time we've said his name tonight. Really filling that power back role. Just a sophomore, entered with 5 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. His 6 goes for 5 yards here tonight.
And just running belly G right there out from under center. Good movement there from the Macon offensive line.
Was that not a false start because he was moving horizontal? There was that kind of stutter motion for Gabe Borders.
As long as they don't feel as though he's simulating the snap, he can run. He can move horizontal on that.
Looked like he wasn't ready to go and then kind of stutter stepped. And some of the
it's subjectivity on whether they thought he simulated the snap.
2nd and 5 upcoming here. Under center again, Luke Gammon. Zach Borders on his right. They're going to hand it off to him. Borders has blockers in front. Breaks a tackle. There goes Zach Borders to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tigers. A big answer for Macon County as they go back to their roots and finish it for 6.
And that's just straight up power football right there from Macon County. And now Borders it was blocked up well. He made one man miss in the open field and outran everybody else to end zone. But straight power right from under there. We've got 6:36 to go and a ball game.
And they are going to kick the extra point. Eli Gammon on to try and tie the game. Gabe Borders the holder. That's always dangerous. Snap, set, kick is up, and the kick is good. Two big-time rivals going to war. Upperman scored 22 unanswered. Macon County answers with a big 7, and with 6:36 to go, it's 28-28.
I finally realized what happened in the first half with the crowd, because they just did it again. When Macon scored, they're throwing confetti up in the air that's floating down on top of the Upperman fans in the Upperman crowd.
Okay.
That would do it.
Over 1,000 devices watching live on the main UCR Facebook page. We welcome you in to what has been a sensational game. It was an unbelievable start for Macon County. They come out and put 21 points up in the first quarter. They lead 21-6. Upperman couldn't get out of their own way. Turnover on their first play from scrimmage. Penalty after penalty. Pre-snap penalty. They settled in, rattled off 22 unanswered. For the first time tonight, Macon County goes into their wing tee. They go right down the field. But now, big kickoff. We'll see what they do. Bronston Chaffin's going to have 6:36 and 3 timeouts, as Upperman will try and make this the final possession of the football game.
I was just about to hit on that with how that last drive went from Upperman. It was a 15-play, almost 8-minute drive. I've seen them do this. I've seen them do it a million times. They can grind this out and punch it in or kick a field goal late to win this one.
And the Upperman has changed the alignment defensively on the kick to try and take away that onside bloop kick that they got hit with once earlier that was called back on a penalty. And they're going to try it again. This is a little pooch to the middle of the field. It'll be fielded by Colton Johnson, who spins off a tackler. And it's great field position for Upperman. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Make it the 42.
And what you're just going to see, you're going to see power counter from the running back, power counter from the quarterback, maybe a little bit of jet sweep with Carmine Phillips out there. But you're going to see Upperman just lean and mash and see if they look, Brosnan's falling forward for 3 or 4 yards every time. We were just talking about the wing T staying on schedule. If Upperman's staying on schedule, they can bleed this one out and punch it in with under a minute to go.
6:32 to go in the ball game. We're all tied up. Winner goes into the catbird seat for now in Region 4-4A. And we'll get a signature win early in their year. 2 receivers stacked out to the left. Bronston Chaffin's in the gun. Tennessee formation. Snap taken. Handoff goes to Paulk. That's not a Tennessee play. Paulk rumbles forward, breaks tackles, finishes physically for a 5-yard run.
Yeah, they may have lined up in a similar formation, but they just straight up ran power.
Some window dressing, perhaps, for the same thing. Braylon Flowers there defensively, the senior. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Bees, and now they're going to run the play clock down to 3 seconds and snap the ball. And Greenville just had PTSD.
Yeah, and this is what you're afraid of if you're making. Can you get them off schedule? Can you get them to 2nd and 8 or 9 where they're not able to do this? Wasn't able to do it on this drive yet, but have a chance to get them here.
5:55 and counting to play in regulation. We're all tied up at 28. Chaffin has the snap. Play fake. He throws the screen out to Carmine Phillips. Phillips stutter steps. He's past midfield. He's past the 45. Phillips still on his feet. Past the 40. Carmine Phillips down after another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. 1st down. Theo Brown with a big-time block on the outside.
Yeah, and so Theo's a big kid. He's a 6'1", 200-pound kid, and they just have one DB out there. Man, I keep selling him short. He's 6'2". He may be taller than that by the time the game's over, but they just have one DB out there, so he's able to get hands on it, allow Carmine Phillips to catch the ball with space to run to make a move on that safety.
Things to watch. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. At what point will Kyle Shoulders think about it? 5:25 to go as they break the huddle.
Here's the thing. If you take them, you got to go score.
Chaffin in the gun, as always. Motions Walter Kane, the fullback, across the line. Snap taken. Handoff goes to Paulk. Paulk gets behind the blockers. Big hole for Ethan Paulk. And he spins forward for a gain of 9. And all of a sudden, the senior Ethan Paulk talking that talk. Corbin Stevens there defensively. Upperman could not get out of their own way in the first quarter on offense. They have not been stopped since.
And I don't care to say this. We said offense. Paulk didn't look good in that first quarter and parts of that first half. And I know he's coming back from a little injury. He looks like the Ethan Paulk we're used to seeing right now.
2nd down and 2 as they tick the clock down. 4:35 to play in regulation. Macon County's going to be ripping at that football, trying to get it out. Chaffin calling over to his coach. 5 on the play clock. Has the snap, keeps it himself for the first time on the drive, and he's got the 1st down and more. Bronston Chaffin with a Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and Baxter Pharmacy. First down, Upperman down to the Macon 27-yard line.
And this is got to be a helpless feeling over there on that Macon sideline. It's something you've seen over and over and over again. You know what's coming. You just can't stop it right now.
If you're watching on Facebook, I need you to hit the like button. I need you to comment, and I need you to share. You say, I don't own a business, I can't advertise. I need you to do that too. But you can certainly like, comment, and share. 2 receivers out to the left. Chaffin breaks huddle. It's Brown and Turnbow. Over to that left side, stacked up. They run the play clock down. Snap taken. Hand to Polk. Polk rumbles through. Ethan Polk. Physical again. Down to the 21. Late hit. Diving in late, one of the Tigers dove right on top of Ethan Polk. And that's going to be 15 extra or half the distance to the goal, unless there was a push that I missed. But I believe it's going against Macon County. Personal foul. And it is against Macon. And didn't get a number on that one, but I saw it up here. Dove right on top of the pile after it was well complete. What a game we've had tonight between 2 behemoths. 2 teams with very realistic, as one of the Tigers is down. We hope just cramps, and it is, as they're stretching him out. 2 teams that have proven again with bona fide Chattanooga hopes tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, it's what we wound up with last year. Winner of this game in the playoffs wound up going to Chattanooga, and this is week 3, and I've not seen any team in East Tennessee play yet, so but I don't see why there's not a great possibility for that to happen again.
So the Tigers getting stretched out. Pretty confident this looks like it's cramps here, guys. Again, want to thank our newest all-inclusive sponsors. I want to thank all of our all-inclusive sponsors. Real Estate Collective, Tee Up, Club Wyndham, Watson Chevrolet. Of course, this is the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. The Quality Family. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, Domino's, Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing, the Crouch Team with Highlands Elite Real Estate, Fire and Vine, which will be host to the UCR Coach Show back on Tuesday. I'm feeling better. Sorry about that. Had to take a couple of days. Somebody in the press box earlier was like, you must have not been feeling good to not do the show. I was like, you have no idea. It was a rough one on Tuesday and Wednesday, but we're good now. We'll be back Tuesday night, 7 o'clock live from the rooftop. Hall Sports and Outdoors, Aminette's, Eagle Auction and Realty, and, of course, Swallows Insurance Agency. So after this, players helped off the field, which we hope is just cramps. They're still holding that right leg up. It's going to be 1st and 10 Upperman. And I guess the one place
11-ish, 12, 13.
The one place for Macon here, guys, there's still 3:55 to go. Upperman's gone pretty quickly. They don't want to go down quickly, but you also need to have some time to go the other way if they do punch this one in and score the touchdown.
And that's kind of my thought here. If you're Upperman, you've got to feel really good about where you're at. Moving the ball, you feel like you've got a touchdown in the bag. How much time can you run off the clock here and put Macon really up against the wall?
The injured linebacker, Cooper Carlisle, but he walked off field under his own power. Looked like he was getting back loose. He'll be back out there soon, we anticipate. 2 receivers to the left for Bronston Chaffin, who's going to be in the gun here on 1st and 10. They'll run the clock down, and Bronston Chaffin says, okay, we'll just kind of stand here and look around and see what's going on. 3:44 to go. And counting. Play clock being kept down on the field, so he has to look at the back judge. Snap taken, handoff goes to Polk. Polk rumbles into the teeth of the defense. Still gets forward for a gain of 3. Those plays weren't there in the first quarter. Those were losses. Now they're those 3-yard gains, which keeps the Bees on schedule.
Just keeps them on schedule, and if you get it down to 4th and 1, you know these guys are going for it, and you've not stopped them yet.
2nd down and 7 upcoming here. And all of a sudden, as usually happens in games like this, there's a quiet anticipation,
a nervousness
over this stadium from both teams, just trying to see if a big play is to be had either way. Under 3 to play. Macon still has all 3 timeouts left. Chaffin in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, and Phillips and Brown. Polk's in the backfield with him. Has the snap, he's keeping it himself. Gets behind the blockers to the left, cuts upfield at the 5. Bronston Chaffin gets stood up. Now he's pushing forward. He'll be spotted down at the 4. Just short of the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. Gabe Borders there defensively first to him. Part of the pile up. And it's actually going to be 3rd and about 3 upcoming here. And there is the first timeout called by Kyle Shoulders. And it comes with 2:26 to go in the ball game.
Now here's the math game. All right, it's not 3rd and goal.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 3 or 4 from about the 6. So if Upperman can get a first down and they don't score, they can milk this thing all the way down low. I mean, I don't know if they can run it all the way out. They can get it under a minute, I can tell you that.
And they're going to put 2 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. 2:33 on the clock. 2:33 up on the clock from the head official. So they'll add 7 more seconds. Macon got the timeout in quickly there.
And I can tell you right here, if Upperman doesn't lose yards, if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, they're going for it.
Final score, Cookeville wins 42-34 over Sparta. Big win for the Cavs. I was
You
1
missed it,
point
Noah.
off.
You missed it.
I picked 42-35. Good showing for Sparta to go
I agree
into
with you.
Cookeville tonight, but the Cavs just a little bit too much. And how about Cookeville? 3-0 start going into Lebanon next week. The ability to build a ton of momentum into the teeth of their region schedule in what is a very difficult 6A region.
That's your game of the week.
Here we go. You are probably right. 3rd down and 3 upcoming here. 2 receivers to the right. Huge play for Macon defensively and try and get a stop. We got a stoppage for the refs to get everything situated.
Bobby needs a little more airtime. Come on,
He
Rollins.
He's wanting his name called.
Come on, Rollins.
Hey, listen, they can't get mad at me. I didn't say his name. I never say their names. Nobody get mad at me.
That's my guy.
I know it. Great guy. 2 receivers to the right.
Well, be careful with that.
Fair.
Okay.
I just kind of know him, you know. Paulk in the backfield. Here we go. 3rd and 3. Here's your game. Chaffin with the snap. Going to hand off to Paulk, and Paulk can get to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Upperman. A 4-minute and 4-second drive that ends in another E.J. Barnes and 931 Sports Cards and Collectibles touchdown for the Upperman Bees, who regain the lead. It's 34-28.
And I don't know here, I'm obviously not ever going to say it. You just let somebody score.
Yep.
But did they do that to have time to go back down here and score?
That hole opened up pretty quick.
It did. That was the best blocking we've seen all night. I may have been called, don't know.
Roberts on for another. This is gigantic. This extra point could be the game. Snap is high. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. The sophomore puts it through. And with 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the ball game, it's Upperman 35, Macon County 28. Do the Tigers, who have had their sights set on this game for 9 months, have another drive left in them here tonight?
If they do, I will bet my mortgage that they are going for 2 to win this one.
I bet you're right about that, too. I'd be right there with you. I think that's negative 8,000 odds on that one on the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Bet 100 to win a penny.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, can't believe we haven't said this tonight. Go Big Orange. Go Vols.
Hey, I doubt we have a lot of North Carolina State fans on here. If you do, sorry. It's a boat race tomorrow. I'm calling
Absolutely.
it.
Go Vols.
I think so, too. 3 touchdowns.
And tighten up. Caleb Williams, it's over.
It's over.
Playtime is over on Sunday. I may be doing the most ridiculous road trip of all time. It's going to be fun.
And the other boat race I see tomorrow.
I gotta go get some sleep.
Boat race I see tomorrow is Texas over
Michigan.
Michigan.
I'm with you.
Texas is going to wear them out.
No boat race here tonight. We thought it may have been for a minute, but these two teams have locked it in, and it's turned into everything we could have hoped it could be and then some. And by the way, how smart do we look for the double game of the week? Great game over in Cookeville. Great game here tonight. Every once in a while, I make a good call.
Every once in a while.
2:28 to go. Roberts to kick it away, and they're kicking again to Borders.
You're playing with fire. You're just playing with fire.
Here they go. And they are. This time they're going to kick it to Zach, who goes back and fields it at the 15. Now reverses field. Gets away from one tackler. Blockers in front, and there he goes. Zach Borders to the 30. Zach Borders cuts up field at the 35. He's still on his feet, and there he goes. He's all on his feet to the 50, to the 45. Caught from behind, still on his feet, down to the 35. Playing with fire, in the words of Justin Matheny. And Zach Borders says, thank you very much. Now Macon County has 2:11 and 2 timeouts and only has to get 33 yards.
Wow. Just kick it out of bounds. I don't know. What a great individual effort. We say that, an individual effort from Zach Borders on the
Tremendous.
return. He had great blocking. He made a couple of guys miss. Looked like he was going to take that one to the house. A great effort there for Upperman to get him on the ground, though. But
Zach Borders, electric. He had been to bell count through 2 weeks. Here we go. 1st and 10 Tigers from the 33-yard line of Upperman. Back into the wing tee, and they've got time forward after that return. Gammon under center. Sends Borders across. Got a handoff to Flowers. Nowhere to run. He uses his physicality as the pile pushes him forward. No whistle yet. Now they will inside the 30 to about the 28. Brennan Flowers with a physical carry there.
Physical run, and they hit the fake jet sweep to Gabe coming across flat over here, and the belly to Flowers. Like you said, kept his legs moving on first contact, wound up getting 4 or 5. Clock is ticking under 1:45 to play, though.
Macon County wants to score, go for 2, and party. 1:42 to go. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Upperman has all 3. Keep that in mind. 2nd and 5. Back under center. Luke Gammon motions a man across as they shift the formation.
Minute 30.
Snap taking, and a handoff to Borders the other way. Borders cuts upfield where he'll be hit and taken down. Upperman not really defending the sticks, Justin, right? They're defending the end zone as it's 3rd down and 1.
100%. Give them a first down, whatever. You're just not going to let something cheap go right here and give them a chance, but we're under 1:10 to go in a 3rd and 1.
What more could you want on a Friday night in the Upper Cumberland? 3rd down and 2 for Macon County. They're on the 24-yard line of Upperman, trailing by 7. Borders, a line to the right, and Coach Adam Kane wants to talk about things. They'll call their first time out of the half, and we will catch our breath for a moment. Tremendous.
This crowd's torqued up.
It's unbelievable. This is what it's all about.
The Upperman fans are yelling at the clock operator in the booth with us. I mean, they're fired up.
At every time.
Fired up.
But what we've got here, Upperman takes a timeout to get situated here on defense for 3rd and 1. I don't anticipate that timeout being very valuable because if Macon does score, there's going to be such little time on the clock for it to matter. So what Coach Kane is doing is
3rd and 1.
Keep him out of the end zone.
Kyle Shoulders, one of the more creative minds we've got. Wouldn't surprise me if you see something tricky here for Macon County.
He is creative. I am super conservative in this spot. Pick up the first down and go.
3rd down and 1. 53 seconds to go in a top 5 showdown at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. Every noisemaker in the world is being blared right now, and they're going to stay under center with Luke Gammon. Zach and Gabe Borders on the wings. Brennan Flowers behind him. Gammon keeps it himself on the quarterback sneak. He's got the first down by about a half a yard. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains as with 50 seconds to go.
Now they got to go.
50 seconds, 5-0 in regulation.
And 2 timeouts for Macon County. They took one there on Upperman's drive to conserve some clock.
They get on the ball quickly here. Snap taken, play fake, dropping back to pass. Wide open down the middle of the field. Give him 6. Touchdown, Macon County. Gabe Borders wide open on the play action pass.
And all they do right there, it's 4 verts from the wing tee. They fake the belly. Gammon just pops up. He was wide open, and I've lost my house to anybody who took my bet.
They are kicking it. The extra point, and now there are 38 seconds left in 2 timeouts for Bronsden, Chaffin and company. But here comes the biggest extra point in the career of Eli Gammon, the junior kicker. He's perfect.
Holding.
He's perfect on extra points this year. Snap, set, kick. And it's no good. He missed it. The extra point is wide right. And Upperman is an onside kick and 2 kneel downs away from winning this football game. Wow.
It's a tough spot. It's a tough spot, but hey, we talked about it at halftime. We talked about this at halftime. You're going to face adversity. You've got a chance. The kick team has a chance to recover an onside kick here. So you gotta flush that if you're the kicker and just go on.
A wide open touchdown pass, and Macon County, who was perfect on extra points this year, sees one sail wide right, and it's 34-35. but probably the best onside kick team in the classification because of all the different ways they do it. They're going to line up here and sell out to try and recover it with 38 seconds to go. Macon County only 2 timeouts, so if Upperman gets it, they can kneel it out, and it's over. Wow.
I just really can't believe they kicked that. Not because I thought he would miss it. I just anticipated them going for 2 right there and going for broke for the win.
Especially with the overtime rules starting from the 10.
Absolutely.
In high school, both teams have really had their way the last couple of drives running short stuff.
Now Gammon trying to onside kick it. Big boys up front for Upperman, the hands team behind them. Fry goes up, doesn't kick it. They back off. It's going to be Gammon. Great kick. It bounced off the Bees. It's a scramble for it. Macon County has it. It bounced off one of the Upmen. And now the Tigers have the football with 38 seconds to go and only need a field goal to win the game.
And 2 timeouts here. They got 38 seconds. They just hit a pass. They've got 2 of the most electric kids in 4A right here in the borders to get the ball in their hands.
They recover the onside kick. And how about Eli Gammon to shake off the miss? No question about it. It hit the up man, right, Jeremy? So that makes it legal despite it not going 10 yards.
Absolutely. And let's see what they're talking about.
Maybe time potentially here. All Macon County needs now is a field goal to win the game after recovering the onside kick. 36 seconds.
Yeah, they're changing it. 36.
Maybe no time ran off.
Yeah, I think that's about what it was. No time ran off on that one.
So 36 seconds on the clock for Macon County. Holy smokes. What a game. And what does Macon County do on offense now? They've done everything tonight. It's 34-35. Upperman needed to recover an onside kick. They take a knee. They win. Now Macon with a chance to go in and win it on their home field.
Going back to the gun.
In the shotgun, and it's Gabe Borders, Gabe Borders out wide. Zach Borders in the backfield with Luke Gammon, and Adam Kane wants to talk about it. He burns his second timeout. He's got 1 left.
Cat and mouse game right here.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sick to my stomach. I'm nervous
This is an unbelievable football game.
Golly. I couldn't imagine being a kid right now on either of these sidelines.
Well, I don't think we could have hyped it up to be as good as it has been tonight. And it may not be the only meeting we get this year. Good luck topping it if they do have a rematch later on down the line.
Sheesh.
It is 1st and 10. Let's set the stage. Macon County with the football on their own 45-yard line. They're working left to right if you're listening on 106.1 The Eagle. It is 35 to 34. Upperman leads. Macon County just missed an extra point, but then they recovered an onside kick after it ricocheted off an up man for the Bees. They fell on it. So now with 1 timeout remaining, 2 timeouts, my apologies, for Macon County, they need to get to about the 25 to be in field goal range.
But you got to be thinking, if you're Coach Shoulders, you just missed the extra point. Are you going to trust it? I don't know.
Coach Kane trying to call out to his defense to get him aligned properly. Motion man across is Gabe Borders. Snap taken, play fake. They're going to throw it down the field. Gammon being pressured, and he just wisely, that's a senior leader right there, throws it away and lives to play another down.
And you could tell right there they were looking to take a shot. They were using Gabe as the eye candy with that jet sweep motion, hoping they would suck somebody up. They didn't. The DB stayed back. You know that's what Coach Kane took that timeout to do, to reiterate to them, you're staying back. Do not bite up on anything short. Nobody behind you. They went for the shot on the first play. Wasn't there. Now you're probably running normal offense at a much heightened pace.
2 receivers out to the left, 2nd and 10. Gammon has the shotgun snap, dropping back. He's being pressured. It's a screen. Borders has it, and he is crushed. Walter Kane with the stop, and Coach Shoulders has to burn his time out with 22 seconds to go in the game. They may add a couple of seconds here. We'll wait and see. Walter Kane sniffed that one out the whole way, something his dad, his head coach, has talked about. That kid's instincts on top of it. He read it the whole time.
Yeah, and you can just tell at this part of the field, and with this much time on the clock, Macon is not comfortable pushing the football downfield. They tried to, not trickery, just a play action pass shot play, try to hit a screen with Upperman dropping back. They've got to do something to get this ball moving vertically down the field to have a chance.
Well, now the down becomes a problem. It's 3rd and 10 for Macon County on the 45. They've got to get – Eli Gammon can make it from about the 30 in. He has the leg. Now, you have that decision that you talked about, but you're talking about needing to get 25 yards for Macon County to have a decision to make on a final play. They have one timeout left, as does Upperman, with 24 seconds to go. The Bees lead by 1. Macon County got it back on an onside kick in a game that has had more twists and turns than a back road from here to Rockwood.
And you said it, the down is as important, and this timeout, and only 24 seconds.
Gammon, the senior quarterback, a lot of pressure on his right arm right now. 2 to the left. Borders in the backfield with him. Has the snap. He rolls to his right. Being pressured. Gets away. Now he has time. Fires. Receiver makes the catch. Short. But he came back short of the line to gain. And that is a very generous spot. Zach Borders got a dandy of a spot over on that far side. He ran back on his own, and they're going to give him the yard line, and that's going to be a first down for Macon County, I believe.
Oh, boy.
That's a pretty, it seemed to me he was a couple of yards back of that when he ran out of bounds. And, Jeremy, he wasn't pushed, right, so it should go back.
Yeah, if you go out on your own, it's where the ball's at when you go out of bounds. I don't have a great look at the sideline to know exactly where he stepped out. But if he's untouched, you don't give him forward progress there.
That is so close. They got to measure that. 18 seconds on the clock.
Noah Terdamus, what do we got?
I think he's just short.
Okay.
I think he's but I can't tell. I was wrong earlier. And it is 4th down. But there's 2 problems if you're Macon County. 4th down and an inch. 18 seconds to go, 1 timeout. They need 15 more yards to have a decision to make on a potential game-winning field goal.
Here's the thing. You got to pick up the first down. That's the most important thing. Run your best 1-yard play here. You pick it up, you clock it. You see how much – you're probably looking at 10-ish seconds left to go, and you save that timeout.
And this is so close, they're bringing the chain out to be exact, correct, Jeremy?
Well, they do that if it's outside of the hashes.
Okay.
They'll bring it in to make sure they're exactly right. And Bobby Rollins wants more airtime.
Biggest crowd of the year, tuning in online. We welcome you in. I haven't even checked YouTube on Facebook. It's unbelievable. We welcome you in tonight. Appreciate you spending some of your time with us. These teams are putting on a show this evening. 4th down and an inch. 18 seconds to go in the ball game. Upperman leads by 1. Macon is on the Upperman 45-yard line. They're going to go under center with Luke Gammon. Quarterback sneak again. They jump over the top. He has the first down.
He's got to go down.
And now he's fighting forward. Carmine Phillips is ripping at it, and there's a whistle and a stoppage. But because he fought forward, it's 12 seconds. Are they going to clock it? They are trying to clock it. So they're going to save the timeout. 40 seconds to go. Gammon clocks it. 10 seconds to go. And now they're on the 40. So from here, it's a 57-yard attempt for Eli Gammon.
They need 50. They've got 1 play here. Your whole playbook's open. You can be tackled in bounds. You save the timeout. They need 15 or 20 yards here to make this where you feel like you can go for it, for a field goal. If not, you're chucking it into the end zone.
This is as crazy a game as I've ever called. We've done a lot of crazy ones together. This one is maybe atop them all. There are 10 seconds to go in regulation. It is 2nd and 10 rather, for Macon County on the Upperman 40-yard line. In the shotgun is Eli Gammon. They have 1 timeout remaining, as do the Bees. Snap. Gammon dropping back to pass. Being pressured. Now he rolls out. Being chased from behind. Being hit, and he throws it away with 3 seconds left. Do you attempt a 58-yarder, or are you going to throw the Hail Mary if you're Kyle Shoulders?
See, I don't even think it's a Hail Mary. I think you're throwing some kind of hook and lateral play. It's just something. You take your time out here. This is the last play of the game.
And he does. So Kyle Shoulders takes his time out. Let me tell everybody where we are right now. It is 3rd and 10 for Macon County. That is irrelevant. They're on the Upperman 40-yard line. There are 3 seconds to go in the game. Upperman has 1 timeout remaining. We may see that taken after Coach Kane sees what Macon County is in on offense. It is 35-34, Upperman with the lead. Don't worry, stick around during the American Farmhouse postgame show. We'll recap all of it. So don't worry about if you missed something. We will catch you up in one of the best high school football games I've ever seen, and I've seen a ton of them.
And here we go. I think this is backyard football right here. To me, I don't know if Luke Gammon can get the ball into the end zone from where he's at. So to me, you get the ball in one of the
they've got some
quarters
dudes who can play backyard football,
and you
Justin.
Just say, go get it. Go do what you can.
It is 3rd down and 10, 3 seconds to go. Macon County needs 40 yards to try and rip the hearts out of the Bees. Upperman trying to keep their unbeaten streak in the region at home alive. They have not lost at home under Adam Kane. I'll remind you, Goose is here tonight and is going to have the best highlight video I've ever seen in my entire life. Cannot wait. We welcome you in. One final play to go. 35-34. Macon County trying to steal a win.
Got Bronston Chaffin in there at the goal line.
Bronston Chaffin is roaming at safety. He's the only one back deep here as Upperman plays for the hook and ladder. And Coach Kane calls timeout. And right there next to him is Blake Satterfield, a coach who's been to 3 semifinal appearances in his own right, the defensive coordinator this year for Upperman. And both of them are out there giving orders to the defense. This is the last stoppage we can have outside of a pre-snap penalty. The next whistle is going to be the final whistle after we start this play.
Pre-snap penalty, or if we get a defensive penalty on Upperman, it would keep the game alive. Game cannot end on a defensive penalty. Correct, Mr. Official Expert?
Any accepted penalty.
Yeah.
Correct. I like that, Mr. Official.
This game,
that's proper.
I don't know what the future holds for these two teams the rest of the year. They have left everything out here on this football field tonight. It has been awesome throughout.
Absolutely.
This is why we do what we do, to show this off. Bronston Chaffin, 6'4", going back deep. Theo Brown, 6'2", back deep. Then you got the speedsters of Fitz and Phillips. For Macon County, you got the just game breakers, Dave and Zach Borders. The senior quarterback, Luke Gammon, and Braylon Flowers, who may touch the ball on this play. Here we go. Motion man across. 3 receivers to the right here for the Tigers. Luke Gammon, the quarterback, has the snap. He rolls right, sets up, looking deep, hit as he throws, chucks it up. It's intercepted. Carmine Phillips ices it away. Upperman wins. In one of the best high school football games you're ever going to see, these two top 5 4A programs put it out there. Final score, Upperman 35, Macon County 34. We welcome you in to the American Farmhouse postgame show. American Farmhouse located right in the heart of Baxter. We appreciate their long-running sponsorship. And guys, it looked like Macon County was going to blow Upperman out midway through the first quarter. Upperman stayed in there, fought through it. Both teams threw haymakers at the end, and I think we were right at halftime. Upperman scored to open the half, and then it just turned into a good old-fashioned dogfight.
It really did. It really turned into the game in the second half that I thought we would see the whole game. Just hard for either team to move the ball, a lot of power running. Macon came out in the wing tee in the second half after they didn't do it all. I think that really took Upperman off guard a little bit there in the first half when Upperman just could not get out of their way to start the game. So what resiliency, tough, and you know Macon's gutted. That they have built this game up to be their Super Bowl. We expect to see these teams play again in the quarters, but you just never know. This was a much
White
bigger
County's
game
too
for
good.
them.
White County's too good to assume it.
And
Last year you could really safely assume it. This year they're just too good.
And they are. And you don't know what's lurking in that Chattanooga region.
Yep.
If you can even make it back here. So you know this is just a gut-wrenching loss for the Macon team. And I can tell you what, watching that first half in the locker room on Sunday with Coach Kane, it's not going to be fun for those guys. The second half is going to be a lot of fun.
Stick around. Hallie's out there. She's waiting on Coach Kane to break that huddle. She'll bring him over to right where she's standing right now and talk to him. And I'm sure that's going to be worth the price of admission to hear what he has to say after that sort of a game. Truly had a little bit of everything. Early on, Macon County playing with their hair on fire. I think we all realized pretty quickly it seemed like Upperman was not ready to play football tonight.
Sloppy.
And then the play that changed the game, in my opinion, Justin. 4th down and 5. They send the punting unit out. They're on their own 20-something yard line. Coach Kane calls timeout, realizing the moment, down 15, leaves the offense on the field. They get the first down. They score on that drive. They scored on every drive after that decision for the rest of the night outside of the end of the first half drive.
Just completely put it on the table. Just threw it out there and said, and Coach Kane, credit to him, he knew that was the game. And he takes the timeout and they go for it. And I called, I said, if they don't pick this up, this is game over. Because Macon's going to score. You've not stopped them yet. They're going to score from that point. And it just completely blew the doors off.
Jeremy, we talked last week about how Coach Kane said they needed to see if they could rise to the level of physicality needed. They did in the first half. They certainly did in the second half tonight.
And they did, and we've mentioned it, but it's kind of the tale of 1.5 quarters versus 2.5 quarters. You're not playing Upperman football. Macon County comes out of here and just attacks you. You don't know how to counterbalance that. And then all of a sudden you settle in, you start playing Upperman football, and then good things happen when you do what you've been coached.
You got to feel for Macon County in this spot. They came in and played as perfect of a first 20 minutes or so as you can possibly play. Yeah. They threw everything they had out there. They had, even at the end, breaking through with the wing T stuff and changing the tempo, which worked, and it still just wasn't enough, as they are now 0-6 since Coach Kane has been at Baxter, and the streak continues. It'll hit 20 years on October 1st, the last time Macon County was able to beat Upperman.
And I'll say two coaching cliche things here. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And you don't look at the scoreboard when you play. And I mean that when you're up and when you're down. Don't look at the scoreboard when you're up, because if you let your foot off the throat, you're going to let a team back in it. And when you're down, all you can do is just grit and grind and play your tail off. And that's what we saw. I don't think Macon looked at the scoreboard and took their foot off their throat. I think we saw Upperman just dig deep and stop making some of the dumb penalties they made. They started blocking better. They started running their offense, and they just grinded out a win. And you've got to your heart goes out to the Macon kicker. That's a tough one.
And Eli Gammon able to bounce back to go back there and give the onside kick. Credit Upperman's defense on that last drive. They were able to buckle in, showed off some of their athleticism. We'll be joined by Adam Kane momentarily, and while they do that, we will think on, and the guys will think on, who the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game is going to be. It's a tough decision tonight. I got my pick. We can talk about it while Hallie's down there with Coach Kane. She'll grab him, bring him over, and we will hear from a victorious Adam Kane tonight. What a battle this game was. Once again, your final score, if you're listening, Upperman wins a barn burner, 35-34 tonight over Macon County. What a game that it was. And as soon as we get the thumbs up from Hallie, we'll kick it down to her, and she'll be joined by Adam Kane on the field, who I'm sure will say they have some things they need to work on after that game tonight. For sure. And she's running. He has to dart over. I think one of his family members is down there. And one cool thing for Coach Kane that we didn't mention before, his mom is here tonight.
Oh, that's
Came
awesome.
up to watch the game. Talked to him earlier. He was really excited about that. That's really cool. She's in her 80s, able to come out tonight. And so, welcome to Coach Kane's mom. I would love to have about a 30-minute conversation with her to just ask him some questions.
What was Adam Kane like in high school? I would love to know.
That was one of the best football games I've ever watched throughout.
But it's like that every time these teams play.
It
we
really
say
is.
that, and we say it again, and we say it again, and we say it
You know,
again.
the fun part is complete opposite of last year. Hallie with Coach Kane. Go ahead.
Coach, how are we feeling after a huge region rivalry win tonight?
In all seriousness, I gotta start with hats off to them. What a freaking start they had to the game. A really good team. Gave us a lot of problems last year. I know it's been on their mind the whole time, and a lot of respect. I know it's becoming a rivalry and all that kind of stuff, but there's some really deep felt respect for that program. I think he does an excellent job. Those kids really fight hard, and he ought to be proud of that. I know they're upset they lost, but my hat's off to them. That was a hell of a high school football game. That was unbelievable. Back and forth, kids laying it on the line. We talked too daggone much about what's wrong with the kids these days. There's a lot right with the kids these days, what you saw on the football field tonight, which I think is important. I'm pleased. I think I almost died in the locker room. I was so mad, frustrated. I got after him really bad. I hope no one was in there that wasn't with our team, but I think I built them back up in time to come out, and I really liked how we played in the second half. Those 2, 7 and 4, just they weren't going to be denied tonight. So breaking tackles, did a good job against us. But I'm proud of my guys. My guys fought 21-6. It's easy to fold. There wasn't a thing going right. There was not one thing going right. But we had enough kids and had enough resilience to make some plays and kind of squeak back in it. I'm really proud of that.
What was said or done to change that energy after the first quarter?
The first quarter, I don't think we changed it much. Honestly, I never thought I would say this with a stadium this size because it needs to be bigger. But there was so much crowd noise that our guys could not hear the snap count, and that is new for us, I think, because it's right on top of you. But once we kind of were able to get a snap off, I think we were kind of stabilized ourselves and got our stuff going. The thing you got to be careful about is when everything goes wrong, you can panic. And I don't think we panicked, but we were off for a long time, and once we got it stabilized, I felt like we were okay.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
In the darkness, Hallie Ledbetter. It's not the camera. It's actually dark. The lights just went out. And so, by the way, we got a new camera this week. Not sure if everyone noticed, but you could still see. That was pretty cool. And I think he said it best. I'll clean it up. A heck of a high school football game. It's time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Not an easy decision. Justin, let's get with you. We'll kick it to Jeremy tonight.
Let him have it.
So I really, as you guys are giving the closing of the game and talking about it, I am literally sitting there bouncing back and forth between 4 or 5 players. It is easy to talk about how great Bronston Chaffin was tonight. When you need a bruising run, when you need a well-thrown ball, a couple of heads-up plays. Remember, the oversnap over his head, he throws the ball in the end zone to save the 15, 20-yard loss. Then I look on the defense, and what caught my eye is what Carmine Phillips was asked to do tonight. Who was he asked to guard all night long on defense? On offense, he made plays. Defense made plays.
Kick return game.
The kick return was gigantic
to open the second half.
Absolutely.
Gigantic.
So he's just a Swiss Army knife out there. Carmine Phillips is my player of the game.
And like you said, it easy to go bronze. You could probably go bronze in every night. It was a game where he was all they had going right at times in the first half. And like Coach Kane, we talked about, that locker room would have been tough at halftime. But like he said, you get them. You got to say what you got to say, but you got to come out and play a second half. And I think that's a mark of a good coach, where you can dress them down and then build them back up and go get after them.
I want to say those are 2 elite head football coaches.
Yeah.
And you got to tip your hat tonight to Adam Kane, Blake Satterfield, the rest of that staff, JT Turnbow, Martell Curd. They made Brian Johnson, they made really solid adjustments tonight because it was getting out of hand in a hurry, and they were able to rally back and win the football game. Join us starting at 11 o'clock tonight for the Friday Night End Zone Show. We got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about this game. Jacob will be there. We'll talk about Cookeville Sparta. We'll talk Livingston DeKalb. We'll talk about all the other games around the Upper Cumberland tonight, of which there were several good ones. But dare I say, none better than this one tonight. Next up, Macon County at Smith County next week. Upperman welcomes in Livingston Academy as Hogeye Country comes to town for a rivalry matchup next Friday night here at Billy C. Rogers Stadium. For us, well, you'll have to wait until Tuesday to find out where next week's high school football game of the week is going to be, though we've got a pretty good suspicion of likely where we will be next Friday night. Justin, I know you got family stuff going on, but I had a lot of fun having you back in the booth, and I think Jeremy probably did as well.
Absolutely.
We had a good time.
It was
Welcome
awesome.
back. I told him he's got a headset whenever he wants. Everybody can gas him up, send him texts about how great he was, and maybe we'll get him a
Hold
couple
on,
more times before the end of the
easy
season.
on that. A little easy on that.
No, I'm just trying to lie to him so that he'll.
So lie to? Oh, I'm good with
by
that.
the end of the year.
Yeah.
So,
oh,
you know,
absolutely.
we're gonna have a couple big ones in the playoffs.
Never let the truth ruin a good story.
But
he's
got a good excuse. Maybe Mac.
I agree. 100%.
Regardless, a lot of fun tonight. What a game it was. Your final score: Upperman 35, Macon 34. The Bees improved to 3-0. Macon falls to 2-1. And we'll see if that's the last time they meet each other. Join us later on Friday night End Zone Show. Until then, I'm Noah McKay for Justin Matheny to my left, Jeremy Tollison to my left, Hallie Ledbetter on the dark sideline, and the lovely Madison McKay who produced things for us. On behalf of everybody at UCR, have a great night, everybody.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.
And tighten up.